You are
Ooh.
live.
All right.
So welcome everybody to the WPT Community Space. If you're just joining in, we obviously have Gone Jeeping and Landy, which is what are you now, Big Dog admin or something along those
dog
lines.
admin, yeah, because I am the big dog. A big dog.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah, so we were just talking a little bit backstage about ledgers and the old Landry or Big Dog Crypto himself has actually gone and purchased himself 2. So I can't see it. Just looks like a white piece of paper.
Yeah, well, these are the boxes. So that one has like a nice L on it, even though that's the cheaper one. That's
that's the new brand logo, and that the white one is that the S or the X?
That's the X.
Ooh.
And then that would be the S.
All right.
So I bought what I've done is I bought the backup bundle, is what they call it. So that comes with the big boy that's got the internal battery that you can take out with you wherever you want. And then it's also got the S, which only works when it's plugged in. So you basically, the idea is you keep this one at home. You don't use it unless you're sat at home doing nothing and you need to just trade a bit or something. I don't know. But that's the main one, the X.
So what I've read about the S versus the X, so they're both crypto hardware wallets, and they offer like what they call cold offline storage. And I guess the Nano X supports up to 100 crypto software apps versus only 3 on the Nano S. And the Nano X also works on Android, iOS, and desktop devices, but the iPhone, any iPhone users can't use the Nano S. So those are just some of the differences.
I don't think the Nano S is actually in production anymore. I think they only have what have I got here? There was one before that they don't actually make anymore. Right, so I've got the Nano X and I've got the Nano S Plus, and the Nano S isn't in production anymore.
Oh, that's good to know.
So basically, as far as I'm aware, they do the 2 models and they are universal. And the main difference is whether or not you can use them away from the PC or not.
Awesome.
And remember, like, they're an essential bit of kit, especially now with the amount of scams that's out there, and the amount of these tokens getting airdropped into your wallets and all this crap. You need something for security, especially if you're talking you have thousands in crypto, and I'm not talking hundreds of thousands. If you have over $1,000 in crypto, I'd highly recommend. You should already have one. But it's good practice just to have one, even if you have $10 in crypto. Even if you wouldn't go play American football and not have a set of cleats or boots or a helmet and all this stuff. You do that beforehand. You know what I mean? And you say, look, I'm going to get into this thing, and this is the equipment I need. I need a phone, I need a laptop, and I need some way of securing my investment. And pretty much the only way of doing that is a cold wallet.
And let me be perfectly clear that this is my first one. I've just bought it now, and I have bought it far too late. Like, I should have had this 6 months ago, if not more. Like, I definitely should have had one of these before.
Well, it's better late than never. When it comes to security, you're unscathed so far, but this is something where, especially when you factor in staking. For instance, is I had a friend of mine who had a substantial position in one of the I'm not going to name the project, but the project that has a lot of upside potential. So we're, you look two years down the road and you say, okay, well, I think it's going to be worth, this amount versus what we're getting into it today. And so this person has a lot that's staked, earning extra, ROI or passive income, whatever we want to call it. And at that point, I think he was in a 180-day pool. Or no, he was, sorry. So he was in a 30-day pool, but it's been past 30 days and the withdrawal has a tax on it. So to take out the staked portion into his old wallet and transfer the amount over to cold storage, the tokens, over to cold storage, and then stake that again is going to cost him, a certain percentage. So that's a factor here. But at the end of the day, it's like you can't put a price tag on security, right? I mean, I'm okay with losing 2% if it means that somebody has to climb over basically a barbed wire field in order to get their hands on my tokens.
And this is the thing, like, I balked for a long time at the price of it because they are expensive. But then you look at how much you've got in tokens and you just think, I need it right now. Even if it's like Dave says, even $1,000, you look at it and go, well, it's another 100 just to make sure that they aren't stolen. Well, just do it.
So they are significantly cheaper than they were 6 months ago. Like they were $300 and something.
Oh yeah.
Before Christmas last year, so December 2021, they were $300, almost $500 for a decent Nano X at the time, and they're now $140. It just shows you how quick the progression of technology is and all that kind of stuff. The price, and it drives it down, and how they're probably manufactured cheaper elsewhere. It's at $140. You can't afford not to have them.
Well, let me be clear. I bought these
or
two.
in Andy's case, have two.
Bought the Nano S plus the Nano X. Oh, where's my camera? Got the two of them for £185, which is probably like what, Dave, like $170, something around that sort of area.
Yeah, as far as on the Ledger site, it's the Nano S Plus is $79 USD, but tax and duties not included there. And then the Nano X, I thought it said 149.
Yeah, but Jeep, and if you go on, there's a bundles tab where you can buy multiple at the same time.
Okay, bundles. Yeah, 213 USD
for the backup bundle.
Oh, 205.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that crypto steel capsule solo? What's that thing?
Oh, I
think that's a fireproof capsule for the Ledger, is it?
They sell a lot of funny things on there, like.
You know what it is? It's so you could, I think, write down your seed phrase and then put it in the capsule.
They do that credit card one as well, where they send you like the credit card size piece of steel and a set of alphabet punches so that you can punch it all in. And they charge like $120 for it. I was just like, that's
so they're selling you steel washers and
they're selling you a piece of steel about this big, and a set of punches for like $120. Ridiculous.
And you get them in any hardware for probably $20 at most.
Pretty much, yeah. You can buy that set anywhere, and you can probably buy a piece of steel from somewhere else for all in all 30 or 40.
Oh yeah, so I get a Ledger backup pack, €205 it is for me. So that's about £4,000 sterling or something. That's the
Yes,
current exchange
205
rate.
USD.
I got a good deal on it then, really, to be honest, because it was 185 quid. So I
Yeah,
actually
that's
got a
pretty
really
good.
good deal on that.
You know, and that's 2 ledgers for, you know what I mean, around $200 mark. You know, $205. Again,
Yeah.
you and a buddy could go halves on it, or you know, split it. That, you know, one's a little bit dearer than the other one. You know what I mean? But for that sort of money, again, you can't afford not to have one, especially if you have a few $100s in crypto. And if you're talking in the thousands, you need one. I do have a ledger somewhere. I haven't
Well, this
been using it,
particular
which is
kit,
just as bad.
So
this
yeah, let's.
particular kit is definitely like buy it for yourself sort of thing. But they do that triple pack as well. Like if my brother wanted one as well. If I knew a third person, it definitely would have made sense for us to get that family pack. What is it, three for $400 sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's the Ledger Family Pack X, okay? But you can get the Ledger Family Pack S Plus, and that's $213 for 3 of them.
And yeah, to reiterate, it is better than not having it. I like the idea of the X because you can take it away with you. Like, I mean, everyone leaves home for a week at some point. You go on vacation somewhere, don't you?
No.
Right, you're a liar.
Yeah, okay.
You went you went to Spain like 3 weeks ago.
I know, yeah, I did. No, but like, are you gonna take your ledger with you? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh no, man, that's 100% getting lost.
No, I don't lose things.
Well, the thing is that I think if you have your seed
that's a complete
phrase,
lie. I have lost money on DGen plays. Let me put that forward right now. But that money was not something that I could actually hold. So,
right,
yeah.
right. But if you lose your seed phrase, you could always buy another ledger and import that private key back in. So just because somebody has your ledger, I mean, they still need the PIN, right? So let's kind of talk about the process of how you use it. So I can tell you my experience.
Jeep, and just to interrupt you, before we actually move on to this, I'd like to point out to everybody that I don't have a ledger up until this point. This is my first one. And so when he's explaining it to me, this is an explanation for anyone that doesn't have one, because I have never used one.
That's what I was going to say. Between Landy, myself, and Jeep, I haven't set one up in almost 3 years. Jeep, and you done one pretty new, or like relatively, you know, recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I helped a friend out, I would want to say a couple months ago.
And Landy's never set one up before, but so what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll just make a little video, and you know, Landy can put up his seed phrase so everybody can see it.
I've got it typed out ready on Notepad on here, so I'll just share that to the screen, and then we'll all be good. Then anyone that
never share your seed phrase. Warning.
Yeah, but then if I forget it, thousands of people know it, and they can tell me what it is.
That is British sarcasm. Never share your seed.
Yeah, that
phrase.
is. Yeah. We do sarcasm for everything. Honestly, like that was a joke, but we do it very deadpan, so you can't tell.
Yeah, no, don't share your seed phrase or your private key. That's another thing people forget about. The private key is your seed phrase. Don't share that either, just in case.
Well, they are the same thing. Your seed phrase generates the private key, just for anyone that doesn't know. So they are the same thing.
Oh, Jeepin's gone.
Jeepin's gone. Oh, who's going to teach me now?
Also, don't trust them third-party sites that you put in your seed phrase that generate you a third-party key.
Don't put your seed phrase. Don't put your seed phrase anywhere unless it's something like MetaMask or Trust Wallet. Like,
have you seen this? Like, there's websites out there that you put your seed phrase in so that it generates a private key. I mean, are these people crazy or what? Like, that's just insane.
That's like
don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Just don't do that.
put in your seed phrase and we'll tell you what type of person you are.
No, because this is a valid point, because you can't import some wallets to MetaMask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to have that private key. They don't accept the seed phrase. Some wallets don't generate a private key, so some people will actually put in their seed phrase that it generates. Now, there is legit sites. I'm not giving them out because you're going to lose all your money, and I don't want to be the one to blame. There is legit sites, but I still would be cautious of putting my seed phrase anywhere at all.
I wouldn't put it
Amen.
anywhere. Not a chance.
I never take a screenshot, because your screenshot of the seed phrase, if you're on your mobile device, that can end up in iCloud. There are people out there that are trying to steal your credentials, trying to get into iCloud, which is cloud-based, and then they can surf through the pictures, hopefully finding that. That is you always want to write down your seed phrase. Take the extra time, write it down on a piece of paper. If you have to, or if you want to, you can do like me. I took a stainless steel. I purchased on Amazon a stainless steel. I think it was $16. Little, basically just it looks like a plate, and then it's numbered, so 1 through 24, and it comes with a sharp tool, and you etch in your seed phrase. So it's not the most beautiful looking thing at the end, but what happens is that if there was to be a fire, you could recover that, and still, because it's etched in, you could still actually recover your seed phrase.
And this is what I was saying earlier, like Ledger sell them, which is, fine. If people want to pay that, that's absolutely fine. But they sell basically that exact same kit for, I think it's just under, I think it's like $96, which is extortionate.
That's a lot of money. $16, I think USD is what I paid.
But they do sell that, and if people aren't comfortable doing it themselves, then that is available to them if they're willing to pay the money for it. But yes, you can do it much cheaper. And
on top of
it's
that,
not like one of these where you can't really just go out and bootstrap it yourself, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. My backup to the backup, right? So you don't need your seed phrase unless you need it. So in other words, you don't need it for every transaction or anything. So it's locked away in my safe. But that said, I also gave half of my seed phrase to one family member and asked them to write it down and just keep it in their safe. And then the other half to another family member. That way, if I ever need it and I lose my stainless steel plate, what will happen is I'll just call upon them and say, hey, can you give me one or the other? And that way I know that I don't think that they'll do anything to try to steal my my crypto, but I split it up like that just in case, there's a robbery and somebody understands a series of words. 12 or 24 words are exactly that. I mean, if I saw that, I'd know, oh, there's a seed phrase.
Yeah. It's smart. It is a smart thing to do.
Write them backwards.
Oh, that's smart too.
Right.
And remember, there's a set amount, so maybe you could write the first half backwards or the second half backwards, and as long as you know, you're golden.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, that you know and the people that you care about know.
And if anybody else looked at it, they wouldn't understand. Sorry, could be my internet. Probably is.
So do you want to talk about how, once it's set up, I can walk you through kind of how a transaction works?
Well, we can do an unboxing because I haven't actually opened this yet. Well, I've opened it to this point so I can see what it looks like.
So you've unboxed it, you just ruined it.
No,
what's it smell like?
Not unboxed though, it's fine.
No, the whole thing, you have to do that whole, turn the mic up full whack and open it up and have all the noises.
So I'm going to be doing the unboxing today. This is the Ledger. Let's pull it out.
What's that thing called on YouTube and TikTok and all them? There's a name to that. Do you know the sound? It's that
Oh, what do you mean ASMR?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, that's just
And that's what
sounds
the
of things.
I know, but that
Do you want to see what this
but they do that in
sounds
the but they do that in the
Yeah.
unboxing things as well. That you have the sound of the tape opening and the box going, all this kind of stuff, you know. And the same, it's just so weird. I'm just looking at these people in the videos, going, why is he emphasizing the sound of things? I just want to see the thing come out of the box.
So we've got the Ledger Nano S Plus here. What does it sound like?
It sounds like a solid investment, is what it sounds like.
What does a solid
right.
investment sound like? I don't bloody know.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're crying when all your crypto gets stolen because you clicked the
I
wrong
don't
link
know
or
what
some
that
shit
sounds
like
like
that. You know?
either.
Yeah, I do. So that actually happened to me back in 2019, and crypto scams were relatively low compared to what they are now. And you're gonna have to emphasize the actual ledger going in and that, and the thump of it finishing. Oh, that does look pretty sexy now, to be fair.
Oh, it sure
And
does.
the Ledger.
So it's on box now.
It's unboxed.
So it's only worth
now.
half price. So it's worth about half its value.
It's worth everything to me.
Mr. Landrew, have you downloaded the Ledger Live software yet?
No, as I said, this is completely virgin, I suppose. I haven't done anything with these other than look at them.
Okay. I do believe that you may have to look it up. I'm not sure what the instructions look like today, but I recall for myself, I had the Ledger, just the Nano S, not the Plus. And it just came with the Ledger and instructions to go to a website. And I went to that official website to download the application, which was called Ledger Live. And Ledger Live is really an interface on how you can add networks. You know, they call them accounts. So you can add the Ethereum network, you can add Binance, Smart Chain, BSC. So depending on where you want, what tokens you have or what coins you have, really drive what accounts you need within the Ledger Live.
Okay. Right, so I'm just looking through the documentation. So this is the Nano. I'm going to do this because I think this is an interesting thing for me. Might not be for everyone else, but that's the Nano compared to the non-Nano, the X.
So the Nano S Plus
Nano S Plus.
Yep, versus the Nano X.
Yeah. So not
It looks
a massive
like you could
difference in size.
You can get like an extra couple of million into the X then by the looks of it.
Well, I mean, if this one can store my 18 million that I currently have, then this one can definitely store like another 6 or 7 maybe. And then I might have to splash out on another ledger. I don't know. That would be a faff. Like,
remember
that's too much for me to have to handle.
And remember, that's 18 millionths of a penny.
No, but interestingly enough, as well, like if I'm going to do like one of these full YouTube unboxing videos, right? This is the box that the cheaper one comes in. So you get this, and then you take that off, and it gives you the trust yourself, and then you take that away. Yes, I did drop it.
I know you did.
Durability testing.
And And then it comes in a very nice thing. You take the ledger out, and it's like goes to ledger start. That was on purpose.
That pops out on its own safety.
I don't know why they put a spring in there. It's really annoying. You get this nice little thing there.
Seed praise.
So that's how the cheap ledger comes packaged. Let me box that one back up real quick. The expensive ledger comes boxed in this nice white one here, and then you take that off, and it's the ledger.
Nice.
Why did I pay extra for this?
Now, does it come with? Remember, I was talking about the Ledger Live download. Is there an instruction sheet underneath all of that shows how to get started? Maybe
there's a welcome.
Welcome.
But you know what I mean? Like the cheaper one comes with everything like packaged up front, and it's like, "Hello, we're Ledger. We love you." And the more expensive one goes, "Yeah, what do you want?"
So I'm looking at my the box for my Ledger S, and there is a, let's see, it says getting started, ledger.com/start.
Yeah, that's what I got in my Ledger S.
Okay, so I think that's probably where it's going to walk you through the download of the Ledger Live software.
Right, so
you know what else? I think it is, Lampy. Or Lampy. I'm looking at you. It's like Landy. I think the people buying the S, they probably know more people getting into crypto are probably going to buy the Nano S Plus.
Yeah, it's fair.
So they make it look kind of fancy, where the Nano X is, look, these guys, they don't want the fanciness, they just want the security. Just open it up. There it is.
You know
it does what it says on the
Here
tin.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think that when I was making fun of it, but I still made fun of it anyway.
You want that luxury feel, regardless of whether it's needed or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of money on this. Like, make me feel like I'm God.
So I'm going to read these quick instructions that I think you have in your hand. It says to set up your device, connect it to your desktop, and follow the instructions at ledger.com/start. For more information on how to enhance your security and become a crypto expert, visit ledger.com/academy. Your 24-word recovery phrase is the only backup of your private keys. If you lose it or share it, your funds will be lost forever. Ledger will never ask you to share it. Store it in a safe place.
And it's a very nice inclusion as well, because it comes with 3 recovery sheets, as you can all see on screen here. So that, I mean, you could do this yourself, obviously, but I think that's a nice inclusion where there's 3 sheets where you can write it down and then store it safely somewhere else.
Put it in the 3 different continents.
Use care and regular. Yeah, well, continents. No, I can't send you one then.
Yeah, I don't want one. I don't want one.
Well, it doesn't matter if you want it. If I send it to you, you got to keep it safe.
I would keep it safe. I would just put it in the safe with my ones.
And then we got stickers. You can't see the white one. Well, you can sort of see the white ones there.
Oh yeah. Cool. What's the L bit? I thought it was an X.
I think that's the new branding.
It's L for Ledger.
Oh, okay.
That's their new corporate logo.
That is everything that came in the welcome packet of the Ledger Nano X.
So it sounds like you want to go to ledger.com/start.
Don't tell me what I want to do.
Tell you what, just what?
Good and ready.
I'm gonna order that. I'm gonna order that bundle live right now.
Oh, Mr. Moneybags over here has just got like 205 euros to spaff up the wall.
You, I'm gonna be transferring this out of one of my savings accounts. Unfortunately,
No,
as
to
you're
be
aware,
fair, I think we should do like we've done the unboxing of both of them. We've given a fair review of them, and then I think we should go through setting them up together.
Yeah, I agree. I only have probably 20 minutes or so, but I'm happy to give you any time I can here.
No, I mean like if we've done the unboxing, Dave's now ordering a set, the same set as what I've got, so we should set them up at the same time.
Oh,
so
right.
So that we can go through it, we can discuss it. If any of us come across any problems, they will also be on, and we're talking how to get through them.
It's a great idea.
If I do say so myself, I think it is.
I'm just going to say, also, if you are looking into a ledger, I know I've said it before, I'm going to say it again anyway. Go to the ledger's actual website, not off Amazon, not off Wish or AliExpress or any of those mad, things. I don't care who says it's real.
Never buy a second-hand one.
What?
I saw one on eBay for 20 quid. It's not worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
don't
right.
buy a second-hand one.
That's a good point, because somebody would. That's a great scam, actually. Somebody who knows the private key or knows the seed phrase and then sells it to somebody who's just trying to save $1, or a pound. So yeah, they would sell it to you, and then ultimately always be able to restore and have your seed phrase and import it into their new ledger. Because the ledger is, you can lose it, you can destroy it. Again, you just need to download Ledger Live and then synchronize it with your new ledger. And the only way to do that is to have that seed phrase.
And this is it. Like, you can't put a price on security. Like, if you're buying a safe, you don't go on eBay and try and buy one for £10 or $10 or €10 or whatever, because you just look at it and go, I know it's not worthwhile even buying that. This is exactly the same thing. Like, it costs the money that it costs. It is a decent chunk of change for a lot of people, but it's what you need.
Depends on the safe there. Like, I'd love one of them proper like old school safes.
Yeah.
Like, and I would scour. What we have over here is done deal. It's like the Craigslist of Ireland. You know what I mean? I'd scour that looking for some old school safes or something like that. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to technology based stuff, just buy new, unless you absolutely 100% know the ins and outs of that product. Like a laptop, if you're some type of tech or some type, that's in your wheelhouse. Perfectly fine. Off you go. Go buy it secondhand. But if you don't know what you're doing, just buy it new. Especially if you're going to be doing crypto on it and financial stuff. You have no idea what the last owner did to that laptop or has access to.
It's buy new and buy reputable.
Right.
I mean, you get a lot of it. You see people that are like, oh, yeah, like Dave said, oh, I've bought a laptop off of eBay for 50 quid and it's the new model. And then you find out that it's been stolen from somebody else and you can't even use it.
Right.
Like, runs the same risks, really, when you think about it.
So one of the biggest misconceptions is that, at least from the folks that I've spoken with about Ledger, and is that they feel that, or they think that a Ledger is you plug it in and then that's your wallet. And so, like, for instance, let's say you have MetaMask and you're using MetaMask right now. I refer to those as hot wallets or online wallets. So I have to log in. I have a username and I think it's just a passcode. So I put in my password and I can then view my MetaMask wallet. Now, that said, the ledger is not like you have the Ledger Live software, which we referenced earlier, but it's still you're connecting your ledger on top of another wallet. So what I mean by that is for my own, for instance, I had MetaMask. I created a brand new account from scratch for MetaMask, and then there's an option to import in and connect with a Ledger device. And so really a Ledger device, I think what's happening is it's shifting the private key that was on the online, on the computer, whatever MetaMask delivered. I can't go to MetaMask anymore and say, show my seed phrase. It's been transferred out to the Ledger. So the funds, for me at least, are still visible and viewable on MetaMask as my interface to the blockchain, but I have to, in order to send funds out of that MetaMask account in my example, I actually need to connect the ledger. It won't let me because it knows, the MetaMask account knows that it doesn't have the authority to do so. So that's where I need the ledger as an extra piece of authority. So it's not really a cold wallet in the sense of once you unplug it, the wallet's offline. It's more just an extra additional layer of security to an existing wallet that's online. If that makes
That's
sense.
the way I understand it. Like a lot of people do think exactly what you say, in that the tokens are then on the USB stick essentially that you own, but they're not really. Like they're not on it. It's just an authorization key.
Exactly.
That's the way I understand it as well. Like
That's
they are
exactly.
still live, but you just can't do anything without tapping the buttons on it.
Right. So for the older, if you do happen to have a Nano S from before they stopped selling them, for that one at least, I have to plug it in USB. I connect it to my desktop. I have MetaMask open, and I actually have to type my PIN code in. There's a PIN that you set up through Ledger Live, and so now that PIN code is actually on the Ledger USB stick. So I have to toggle buttons on that USB stick, and up and down for the numbers. And once I reach it's an 8-digit PIN. After I type that in, if let's say I'm trying to send some ETH over to Big D, and what will happen is
how much you sending?
Just 0.000001. So, and then the gas, of course, much more expensive. But yeah, so that's the ETH. If I was to send that, what will happen is MetaMask will pop up with saying that you need to approve on your Ledger device, and I can then use the keys. They're just little tiny buttons on the top of the ledger to go left or right, and I can review the transaction just as if I didn't have the computer screen at all. However, I can review the transaction there as well. So I toggle through, and the very last screen on the little USB device says accept and send, and then I have to press both keys simultaneously together. So these are the extra precautions that that at least the Nano S provides.
Yeah, and that is a very important thing to bring up, because there are so many things that you can do wrong in life, but you can't do that wrong. Like, it's very specific in saying, like you say, press the 2 buttons and all these things, and you need to have that security on your wallet. If you've got $10 in there, then play with it as you will. But as we've said before, even up to just a couple hundred to 1,000, you need to have one at that point.
Well, I was case in point. I mean, I had a let's see, I was mining Ethereum at one point, or no, sorry, I was mining Litecoin many years ago, and it was down to about $10 US, and I mined a fair amount of coins, and I just said, okay, well, that's enough. I moved, and it was just inconvenient to set up the mining rig. And I remember one Christmas, or right around Christmas, I looked just out of curiosity, and it was only almost $300 something. So just because you have $10 on it now doesn't mean that it's going to be $10 in years from now. So I still think that you should always use a ledger for that.
And this is a good point. Anyone that puts $10 in is, especially at the moment, people that put $10 into things are hoping that it's going to end up being 10,000 or more, which, it is not realistic, but possible because it has happened, but you still need it.
That's right.
As I do have two friends that put in $20 into some absolute crap. One cashed out $120,000. No further investment, just from his $20 investment. And I think the other one kind of let it ride a bit, and it started to go down. And I think he took out about 60 in total as he kind of came down, but something like that. So it is very possible, but it's highly unlikely. And that was just a kind of a mash of lady luck at its best, and a bit of Elon Musk involved there. You know what I mean? It was absolute insanity. I don't get me wrong. It's what everybody hopes for. But I guarantee you 99.99999% of people that go into that will never, ever do that. They'll just constantly lose their $20, $50, $100, or if you're crazy enough, $1,000. You know what I mean? You are going to be exit liquidity for lots of other people. And it's just, you know what I mean? It's worse than playing the lotto, because the lotto, at least, it isn't rigged for the most part. You know what I mean? There's somebody there checking, where on a lot of these projects, they're rigged from the get-go. You know what I mean? People are out to scam you more than likely. So just be very, very careful about what you go into. And to be honest, like, I'm looking at WPT's chart. I'm looking at all the community members that are in the Telegram daily. They're on Twitter daily. We speak to them. They come up here. I genuinely believe, if you put in whatever you can afford, you will see 100x, a 200x, a 300x, a 500x on it, which is, I know it sounds crazy, and nobody can guarantee it, and I can't guarantee it, but I believe personally that is going to be, it's inevitable for WPT. We have the funds coming back in from the outside world, regardless of what the crypto market does. Like, we launched in a bear as the market's plummeting, and yet we have thrived. We're still sitting at an 8x from launch. Show me somebody else that launched 100 days ago and is still sitting at an 8x.
And I think that we've all, at least the three of us, have been around crypto long enough to understand, we're part of the project from one extent or another. And if we're part of it, there's a reason. We've all been rug pulled. We've all, all three of us have our own scars to prove it. And we're here for a reason. WPT is just such a great idea, and what an interesting concept once you are able to unpackage it in your brain and you kind of understand the ecosystem. You realize why it's still at 8x, why people see the vision, and they're trusting the process.
Definitely. And like, I wouldn't be getting involved, especially as a team member, in anything I thought that wouldn't be here in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, 10 years, whatever. Like, I genuinely believe WPT is going to make it as a blue chip token. It's going to reach that blue chip status, and we're going to be here in 10, 15, 20 years, or, whatever way kind of crypto goes. But I still believe it's a long-term project overall. And that's the only reason I'm involved as a team member. It's no other reason. I genuinely, I can invest in absolutely anything I want to, but I don't, because I have I went through a pretty bad stage last year, as I'm sure a lot of people did, when they were investing and stuff. When you were nosing off the bed and you kind of put the head on the pillow and you just said, "Oh, I'll just check it. Oh, it's still going up." As soon as you turn that phone off, you had that horrible, disgusting feeling of, when I wake up in the morning, that's more than likely going to be gone. I hope it's not, but it could be gone. I have never had that feeling once with WPT. Not once.
No.
I go to bed knowing that my investment is safe in the morning. It may be down a little bit, it may be up a little bit, it could be up a lot, it could be down a lot, but it's going to be there in the morning. I've been in projects where there was absolutely no liquidity. Within the 6 hours, I don't sleep a lot. Do you know what I mean? 6 hours is a long sleep for me. Within 6 hours, I was up in profit, and to wake up 6 hours later that there is no liquidity that I can actually remove anything, it would cost more in gas than it would be to get my tokens back out.
I think you hit on a really good point. Big D is you'd mentioned it earlier too. You said you're going to be exit liquidity for someone. You know, that whole concept of liquidity and liquidity pools. If you are dealing with DeFi, decentralized crypto, you have to understand that liquidity pools are not a guaranteed thing in the sense that just because you put in, let's say, $100 doesn't mean that you get out your $100. Somebody else could pull out your $100, and if the pool drops down to zero, there is nothing left for you. So in the stock market, we used to call that somebody's left holding the bag, right? And that's kind of what we have to deal with in the crypto world, is especially on DeFi where there's LPs, is, are you going to be the last one? Did somebody exit and use your liquidity? What you referred to earlier as exit liquidity. But if you look at WPT's liquidity, you'll see that it's actually gaining. It's getting larger and larger. So it makes me feel even more safer and safer. And even though I'm not really tracking the price, although the price is still up 8x, I don't worry, because there's still plenty of liquidity and it's gaining every day as opposed to going the other direction.
When you're looking at these new projects, when you're looking at future investments and all that kind of stuff, in the crypto space, I mean, have a look at their market cap and then compare that to their actual liquidity and what's available. And then think about it. If everybody was to sell their token, if they have, a 40 million market cap, but there's 100 grand in liquidity, how many people are going to be left holding the bag at that stage? You know what I mean? It's insanity to think that you'd invest in something with such low liquidity numbers. Although I have seen a couple of projects recently. Now they are super, super, super new. The liquidity is at about 70%. I've not seen that in crypto. I'm wondering, is it going to be a new thing that comes along? Again, I have no idea about the project itself. I don't know about their contracts, and I don't know who set it up. I've just noticed it, but the liquidity is insanely high. And I'm wondering, is that going to be a new thing in the crypto world where it's almost all liquidity? It makes it very unstable. Like, don't get me wrong, 100% liquidity sounds like a fantastic idea, but it also means no money generated. It also means no utilities can be used. It also means that anybody can sell at any time and the token can go to absolute zero. You know what I mean? So when you have a 70%, it kind of encourages people to cheat a little bit. It's a kind of, double-sided sword kind of aspect to it.
Yeah.
It's necessary though, isn't it? Like, maybe not quite as high as 70%, but like you've said before, you can't go the other way either and have nowhere near enough. Crypto is going to have to, as a space, decide what ranges is appropriate.
Honestly, if you're below 5%, you're not you're in trouble there at that stage. You know what I mean? Personally, I'd kind of say 5% would be.
Well, we've personally both been in a project where the total value lock was over $1 billion, and
was almost 2 billion.
It was almost 2 billion, and the liquidity, the overall liquidity across the whole ecosystem, because it was spread out so far, but it was essentially $12 million.
Yep. And we were naive at that point, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, that was a time where nobody was looking at liquidity and everybody was just looking at market caps. It was all about market caps. It was, if you were looking at YouTubers, now these are genuine YouTubers, not these pump and dumpers. You were looking at these, everybody was talking about market caps. Nobody actually looked at the liquidity.
Anybody ever actually looked at that is because it all fell apart, and then everyone was like, why did it fall apart? And when it came down to it, it turned out there wasn't actually any money there.
Right. So if I got into a project and let's say I put in 100, and then because it was a little bit of a bull run, and let's say both of you put in the 100, well, when I was ready to exit, I was able to take out, and let's say I made 100, 2x, and it just 100% ROI. Well, I turned my 100 into 200, right? Well, I took let's say my original 100, or let's say somebody else took that. Well, I took yours, Landy, and I took yours, Big D. And now when you go in on the other side, if there are more people that are investing, like during a bull run, as long as the investors keep coming, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to get out. But when you hit the bear market and everybody's scrambling to exit and maybe swap over to stable coins and whatnot, well, now there's not the influx; it's an outflux, and you won't have that liquidity. So yeah, that's exactly.
That was essentially it. And I mean, I'm going to be completely honest here. This project, I probably put a couple of grand into it. It went up to they was about 1.8 million, $1.8 billion.
I never had that much in it, so.
You liar. No, I'm not saying that's how much I had. I'm saying that was a TVL, about 1.8 billion lot.
The total TVL was about 1.7, 1.8 billion dollars.
I chucked a couple of grand into it over time. I didn't like yeet it in or anything like that, but I over time put a couple of grand into it. It went up to that. I probably had about 25,000. I'm going to say something like that at the top. And then it started coming down. And the last $200 is what has bought me this. I took it out in the end. I was like, it's, I've got a couple $100 in there. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to buy a ledger and save the rest of my projects.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure being on the show. Thank you for having me, and I will catch you later.
Nice to have you, Jeepin. Lovely to see you.
Peace, buddy.
Peace.
Such a cool guy, like that.
Him and Ape, love them. They are a lot better than me at this sort of thing, genuinely.
See. Ooh, we'll add it up there.
Now we got Safe Moon on. Now this is the problem: is these headphones make me so itchy.
I know. I have to keep fixing my hat as well. I keep getting itchy, and then the hat's in the wrong spot. Like
I'd probably be all right if I had a hat on it. Just like where the band is, I get so itchy. Oh, we had Lampy on.
We had a few people on, and we had Murphy was on earlier on as well. Sleeping Lampy, he went to bed. Obviously, he's tired. It's in the name.
Lampy's UK, same as I am.
Yeah. Oh man, what's that? One of the kids' toys is going off here. Oh, good man, Batman.
I can't hear it. So.
Yeah. Oh, can you not? Sorry, it was loud for me.
No,
Um,
I can't hear it at all.
no, look, I'm excited now to set up this ledger and free delivery as well. How awesome is that?
Well,
I
this
was
is it.
expecting
Like,
paid delivery.
I get right pissed off when I have to pay delivery for anything. I'm like, just work it into your price.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's something they should consider. You know what I mean? That's always free delivery, but it's always nice when it says, "Oh, delivery's free," because it doesn't really work out. Although Amazon's great. Don't order your ledger off Amazon if you're watching.
Oh, do not order your ledger from anywhere other than Ledger.
And make sure it's the real ledger site as well. So it's shop.
Oh yeah.
Or something. Just to be conscious, some people won't, and everybody likes to get a 10% discount or whatever it is. And you think you're getting a better deal on Amazon. You have no idea who had that before you. So you have no idea who's selling it. It more than likely isn't Ledger themselves. So do not use it.
I mean, I went on the Ledger site and it did give me an option to put in a voucher code or a coupon or whatever you want to call it. But I looked and there weren't any. So
yeah, I done that while you guys were talking. I was checking out for them. I was gonna, if I can get 20% off this, I will. But there wasn't.
To be fair, when I was looking it up, if you go on the Ledger Reddit or subreddit, as they like to call it, they do post them in there, but they haven't had one for a while, probably a month, I think. So there aren't any available at the moment, but they do put them up there every now and then. And that is Ledger themselves putting them on there.
No, like, what do you think about the WPT chart, Andy?
I'll tell you what. Let me have a look at it.
I'll tell you what I'll do here. I'll help everybody. I'm going to help everybody have a little look at this. So,
Can you share it?
Yes. Can you see that?
I can see that.
Awesome.
Don't you have the Dex Tools one?
I can get Dex Tools?
Well, I think that looks unfair to me, personally.
Yeah. Let's be honest here. That is what first comes up on market cap when you first put it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Dex Tools right now. I'm going to put in our 1 day chart. And then I'm going to pull it out. So hold on. I'll put it in.
Also, as a PSA for everybody that is tuning in, this is not my forte. I'm not a technical analyst or anything like that.
Landy just gives out financial advice all the time. So
I do, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So you can take it, but that's on you.
Right, so there's our launch price. Our launch price was just a little over 10 cents. I think it was 10, 20 or yeah, it wasn't quite, but yeah, somewhere around there. It was a little over 10 cents, and we're currently sitting at a little over 82 cents. So we're a 10x, give or take. It's a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Our deck score sitting at 99 out of 99. It just shows that the faith that what the community have, and this is exactly what we're talking about. So look, our total market cap is at 8 million. 8.22 million.
For a shameless self plug, I helped that 99 out of 99 there. So,
but look at the liquidity. Like the liquidity is at 471k for an 8.2 million market cap. Now, look, I have no idea what other projects are, but let's just have a little scroll. Do you know what I mean? Let's go to
that has gone up a lot.
Yeah. Remember, we're putting more into liquidity than what we even advertise at the moment, so I don't want to be quoting too much. But you know what I mean? We are actually putting more into liquidity than what we told people. Or if you check our white papers or any of that stuff, we're actually putting more into liquidity than what we said we would. So just to be conscious of that, we are really interested in getting the community behind this. We're really interested in building our liquidity. So when people want to take profit, it's going to be available to them. You know what I mean? It's something that's really important to WPT. We are here to give people that passive income. We are here to let people get that financial freedom and actually be able to use their investment instead of having to hold and wait in years. And sometimes you can wait weeks and things can pump. Sometimes you can wait months and things can pump. And then what happens is you have this like huge chain reaction. As soon as you get a couple of sales, you get the cascade effect, and then you just get these huge sell-offs. You know what I mean? Like go have a look at some of these. Don't get me wrong, it probably will happen to WPT, but I hope that it's limited. And I hope people that actually get in will see the passive income side. And to be honest, all those people that may get in on the cascade or may dump because somebody else sold big, all those people are going to get wrecked. And I guarantee it, because I am going to work my ass off. And I have a big ass. So I'm going to work my ass off until, you guys are absolutely wrecked. If you're thinking of day trading WPT, John, Landy, Jeep, and Ape, Nala, everybody with Wake Air, all these guys in there, we're absolutely going to guarantee that we're going to work our ass off and we're going to wreck you, and you're going to be dreading the day that you tried to sell WPT, because there's no way that you should be selling this when you can actually just stake it. You know what I mean? We have additional utilities coming down the line. We have $X. We have NFTs. We haven't even spoke about NFTs tonight. We haven't spoken about anything tonight. Remember, this is a community space.
Yeah, we haven't, yeah. But also, just to bring it back a little bit, it is also not a great idea to try and day trade WPT because of the taxes.
Exactly.
Like,
look,
you have to hope it's extremely volatile to make any money on WPT purely because of the taxes. And we're not volatile like that. Like, yeah, you look at the chart, we've made there have been big moves up, down, whichever you want to say, but it's not something that you can day trade. Maybe month trade.
yeah, exactly.
But when you take the taxes into account, it's very difficult to just trade it.
Like, this is there. So this is the protocol.
I've seen a lot about this. I've seen a lot about this
too.
In the past day or two.
Exactly, me as well. And don't get me wrong, probably a fully legit project, and they're probably going to be working on their liquidity. So we're at 8 million market cap, and we have just shy of 500k in liquidity. These guys are at a 22.5 million market cap, and they're at just under a 600k liquidity. So just like that's 2.5 times the market cap, yet it's about 40% more in liquidity, maybe less. You know what I mean? Sort of 250% more in market cap, yet it only has 40% in liquidity. It's just to show you they need to build their liquidity up to get to the same point as WPT percentage-wise. And again, look, you get it's a relatively new project. I've seen a lot of people talking about these.
It's relatively new, but if you go back to that chart, it looks fairly similar in a way to they all do it. They pump up and they drop.
Like they have, like, at the moment, like, I have no idea what $7 is. I've no idea. $7.
$7. They're calling it $7. What, they want it to be $7?
I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Don't get me wrong. If you're a member of the $7 community, I'm not trashing your project. I've never heard of it, and clearly because
if you are a member of the $7 community, come in and tell us that. Is it supposed to just be $7? It's not a fair way to
go. To be fair, I think it's about 6 hours old. Yeah, it is, and if that's not a rug, I don't know what is. Sorry.
The only
Oh,
better example of a rug that I've got is if you want me to take the camera into the living room over there, and I'll show you another one.
yeah. So that just launched and instantly went down. um, okay, and then there was one lunatic in the whole red wall. Okay, yeah, but like its liquidity is $10,000, and it's this is what I'm talking about, right? This is the thing. So they've locked liquidity. I was looking at another project, and again, like that is 100% liquidity right there. It's actually, believe it or not, it's 109% liquidity. I don't know how that works. That has to be
Yeah,
wrong.
it is. Yeah, it is.
That's 109% liquidity. That's wrong. That can't be
It's
wrong.
all liquid. Everything.
but that's but it's over 100. How can it be over 100% liquidity? It doesn't make sense. Are they going to pay me to buy the coin? I don't know. That's just insanity. This is what I mean. Like, what are people buying? Seriously, though. You know, like, I'm not trying to trash other products. I'm just obviously people didn't do any research at all, or else they wouldn't have bought into that crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it instantly rugged, and it didn't do absolutely anything. It's insane to think people are putting their hard-earned money. I don't get me wrong. I have put my hard-earned money into. Oh, sorry. I put my hard-earned money into rogues, but they weren't known rogues. To be fair, I've done some research. I checked out the communities, and they were active and all that. There's no way $7 was active. That thing just instantly rugged. Do you know what I mean? There would have been nobody involved in that thing. This was like, how are these people still getting away with it in this day and age? You know what I mean? Like,
Because people
they're
keep
able
buying
to
it.
trace these people. Yeah. What the hell, man? Like, seriously.
People
Like,
keep
that's
buying it, so people keep selling it.
like, look, I'm just gonna go pull this out because I've seen it. Why are people buying this crap? Again, another like instant rogue. Like, how many of these are going to come out before people actually realize they're just exit liquidity for the lunatics that came up with this, and you know, the couple of shillers that they get on board, and all they do is they pump their own bag. So they get this token before they actually pump, and before they go out and put calls out, before they go out and put tweets out, and as soon as they put it out, they let it ride for 5 minutes and then they dump on their own community. You know what I mean? These aren't people that you want to be following. These are people that you want to be fucking highlighting, that you know you want nothing to do with these, and whatever they're promoting you don't want to touch. Like, it's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to put your money. And it's 100% not investing. It is way worse than buying a lotto ticket. This is, you know, I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. It's throwing money into a well and hoping the well throws money back at you. You know, it's insanity in some cases, and especially right now in a bear market. It's these, again, I've probably said it on spaces before, and people probably moan at me. But it's a couple of project devs, and they were promoting that their last project got to $10,000 market cap. Like, what sort of state in crypto is it that we're promoting that your market cap got to $10,000? Like, that is an absolute joke, in my opinion. Like, how much did he put into it? There was no thought put into the project. He obviously just launched a token, put $100 in as liquidity, and then just went off. You know, let it run to 10K. But sure, well, you know, again, what was the liquidity? Did he just dump on his everybody that invested 10 minutes after launch? Who knows? What do you think, Landy?
Sorry, Dave. I'm just trying to sort out something with Ape.
Is Ape coming on, or is he just telling us that?
No, it was that mega space thing. I personally think it's a waste of time, so I'll just leave it.
Say no more.
My opinion on this is that people are always going to do it, aren't they? Like, you can sit here and you can say as much as you want. bring the charts up. People are going to do it anyway. I don't want them to, admittedly. We can try and save as many people as we can. But
what I'd much rather people do is,
sorry,
if they have $100 to DGen, I'd much rather them do $50 into the DGen and put $50 into a legitimate project that they genuinely feel will be there in 18 months.
I would agree. And I was actually having this conversation with my brother earlier. People really, they absolutely love the DGen story, don't they? Where they want to chuck $10 into something like you said earlier about that other project where, you chuck $10 into it, you come up with 120K. People love that. And that's what they want. But when you look at it over time, they've chucked more money into it and come up with nothing because they just do it into every single project. Sorry, hang on. I'm going to need 5 minutes if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem. To be honest, look, it's kind of getting late there. There's only the two of us on. Can you hear me? Obviously not. It's just like he needs 5 minutes and he's away now. So it's just here on my own, talking crap. So let's pull up WPT's chart while we're here.
Not quite yet.
And we're up to 82 cents. Woo! Someone's just after buying 0.24 ETH. Go on, you go take. But like this is what I'm talking about. Like, check out the liquidity. Just shy of 500K, and we have 8.2 million. Total transactions, 3,000, and we've currently got 415 holders. Like, those holders aren't manufactured. I believe we have more holders than that now, genuinely. A lot of people would have staked their bags right at the start and just done all their tokens into the staking pools and just kind of stake and forgetting to just let those rewards build up. So I probably believe that we have 3 to 5% more holders than that. But, at the moment, 415 holders. Let's say that's what it is. Like, imagine this when it's going to be 1,000 holders, 2,000, 4,000, 4,150 holders, so 10 times the amount of holders. Imagine what we're going to be at, as well as how big Pork Chop's going to be. Like, oh my God, Pork Chop. He's an absolute machine. Oh, it's not showing it on your screen. I don't know how to bring that one up now. But like, Pork Chop is, what are we at today? Just let me check. Pork Chop is in the main group. We'll call it out. What did I do there? Yeah, so if you're in the main Telegram group, you'll see that I just called Pork Chop. And in 8.5 days since the last time it was used and emptied, I might add, the corporate treasury and the ROI from the syndication from the MCA prime lenders has brought back 12.62 ETH. That's $16,595 or $93 in a little over a week. That is just crazy. Like, can you think of any other project with 415 holders and an 8 million market cap that can bring back, let's say, 12 ETH in a week back to their project and back into the charts? I genuinely do not think that it's actually possible for anybody else to do it from any legitimate means at all. Like, you know what I mean? Remember, like, we're totally on the side of the law as best as we can. We've, applied for our BIT license. We've applied for our money transfer license. We have NALA in there, making sure that everything we do, everything we say, everything's, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and we're kind of planning ahead for what we think the regulations are going to be, while being on the right side right now, all the time. I don't think there's another project out there that's actually putting in that effort, especially, a project that's only 100 days old. we're not in the eye of the SEC. We're not in the eye of, you know, governments around the world. They're not going to be looking at us because we're still quite small at the moment. They're going to be focusing on the big guys and how to get them absolutely nailed to the wall and get the biggest amount of money that they can from fines and, you know, making a big splash in the water. So they're not going to be looking at us, but yet we're still we know what's coming. You know, all the team members here, they can feel it. I know there's community members here that can feel it. Like, we know exactly what's coming, where WPT is going to be, and it's just going to be like, I'm aiming for blue chip status. We've mentioned it before. I want to see WPT in the top 25 tokens. I want to see us with, you know, a 3, a 5, a 10 billion market cap. A 10 billion market cap is $1,000 for one WPT. I know it sounds insane. I know it sounds far-fetched. I honestly believe it is a possibility when all of the crypto market picks up. There's projects with absolutely no utility and just running on hype alone that hit 5-6 billion in market cap. I don't want to be naming other projects, but you know exactly who they are. Some of them are blockchains. I'm not comparing us to blockchains, but if you missed the VC from last night, make sure you get over to the Telegram and open the pin post. You'll actually see the voice chat from Jonathan last night, and he went into detail about loads of different things coming in the ecosystem. And he said there's going to be a total of 7 coins. He's actually running a competition right now. So if you can guess what GCC is, he's going to pay you $200. And I think the closest person to getting it will also get the $200. Or, you know, the closest person will get it. There's some pretty close guesses. So I'd say in the next hour or so, he's actually going to release the winner to that. So if you're watching, over to the WPT Investing Corp Telegram and throw in a few guesses, make sure you use the hashtag GCC and put your guess in after it, because that's how we're going to filter them. But we're going to have a total of 7 tokens. But remember, our tokens aren't just feeding off the next token. That is, you know, it's something that I've seen in other projects. It's something that I've seen in other tokens, and they call themselves an ecosystem. But like an ecosystem, in order to be an ecosystem, it has to survive. And you can't just release tokens and have your community jump from one token to the next token to the next one, diluting the TVL with no ROI coming back in from with no ROI coming back in from the outside world, or, you know, any utilities whatsoever, where each of our utilities are going to be, they're going to complement the last. And remember, everything goes back to feed WPT. So if you can't afford to be splitting all your money or putting in huge bags or any of this stuff, I wouldn't be selling WPT. It is probably the best thing to hold because it benefits from everything in the ecosystem. Because everything's going to feed pork chop, and pork chop buys mostly WPT. Now it's going to be, again, buying a bit of bacon. It's going to be buying ham and stuff like that. But again, it's going to benefit WPT the most. That's our baby, you know what I mean? So if you can only put in a small amount and you don't want to be kind of paying gas fees and you don't want to be moving stuff around and thinking of these plans, what I highly recommend is buy your WPT, stake it in whatever pool makes sense to you, keep it there, don't need to be moving it around. It's totally up to yourself, but personally I kind of like the 60-day, but my own personal choice is the 90-day, and I want to see those pools get topped up. Once they do, I'd be more than happy to move into that 180-day pool and leave it there as long as the APR is the highest. At the moment, it's not, because it has actually the highest amount of token stake and we haven't topped up the pools yet. So I won't be adding any additional coins into the 180-day right now, but I will be, I'm sure, very soon. So definitely keep an eye on the APRs. But then after that, like, you know what I mean? If you can afford a couple of NFTs, because if you can get it at the launch, man, it's going to be absolutely insane. Like, we're going to be launching the 2Ds. If you're only watching this tonight and you haven't watched that VC from last night with Jonathan, head over to Telegram, let's do it. But next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, NFTs 2Ds are going to launch. The only way to earn bacon right now will be owning an NFT. You're going to have to stake it and you'll be able to earn bacon. So that's getting into bacon at a seed level. You cannot purchase it at all. Do you know what I mean? So you will be able to get bacon at a seed level with your NFT just by staking it. And you'll be able to swap that directly for USDT currently. And then we're going to move that on to $X eventually. But like just being able to swap it for a stable coin and being able to build those rewards before the coin is even tradable in the open market is just amazing. And I honestly, like, I see it there safe now. You can't wait for the NFTs, stake for bacon. That is gonna be huge. If you can afford a 2D NFT, I think they're $200 or $380 or something along the line, or 300 and something dollars. I'd highly recommend getting one because, again, I'm not a huge fan of NFTs for artwork. Like, I love what Jonathan done. I love the 3D renditions. I love that we went out to, we farmed out the founder out to that company in Australia that, you know, they work on Marvel and DC comics and stuff like that, and they do a lot of work for them, and I love them. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't add value to me. I like it, but it's still a digital picture. It's the staking entity and being able to get into bacon at a seed level that has me super excited. I love numbers, and it just makes sense to me. I couldn't like who wouldn't like to get in on something that's going to be like, it has 1 million token max supply. Like, when have you seen a token with 1 million supply? Like, Bitcoin itself has a 21 million supply. Honestly, I don't know another token with 1 million supply off the top of my head. I'd have to Google it. That's how insane it's going to be. And then again, are they going to give you an opportunity to get into that token at seed level, or like a pre-sale without actually having a pre-sale? You don't need to fork out any additional funds. You're just going to stake your NFT and you're going to be able to earn that bacon. Just, it's insanity. I can't wait for it now, to be honest. If there's anybody in the chats, you know, they're excited for bacon, let me know and I'll bring up your comment up here. See, there's a few people watching on different platforms, and I get the messages. You might not see all the messages, but there's a couple of different ones coming in. But I'd be interested to see what and who's interested in the bacon and how many NFTs they're going to purchase, and do they have a strategy behind it? Because I like the 2Ds. I love the fact that Jonathan's actually raised the staking reward. So instead of 2%, 4%, and 6%, it's going to be 5%, 10%, and 15%. So those pools are going to be absolutely rammed full of people. And like, getting 5% of the bacon supply added into a pool and being able to stake, and like, you're relying on all one. Like, if you're going to do your numbers, you have to take into consideration that all 1,000 NFTs from each collection are going to be staked. But realistically, are they all going to be staked at the same time? No. So you're actually going to get additional rewards just because they're not in the pool anymore. And that's how Landy shaves his arse.
How did you know that's what I was doing? No, sorry, I don't have central heating, everybody. I have a fire, and so I'm probably gonna have to go and check on it again in a second because it's gone out and it's cold.
Do you actually not have central heat?
No, I've literally I've got a wood burner. No, I told you I'm off grid.
Is it an open fire with a back boiler, or is it like a stove that heats the water with a back boiler?
It is unfair. I do have central heating, but I can't keep paying for oil, so I just don't.
Okay.
It used to be like £1 a litre, and now it's like £3 a litre, and I'm not doing it.
What, for kerosene?
Yeah.
It's not £3 a litre. Way.
It's fluctuating, but it keeps getting close.
It's £3 a litre. It's not.
It can be. We've paid we paid well over £1,000 for 500 litres.
Oh man. Like, I get, like, if any of the revenue in Ireland's listening, this is just a story and it doesn't happen. But I often head up the north to fill up what we call IBC tanks. So they're like those big farmer tanks, cubes.
Sorry,
Like I'm not just gonna talk to myself. So why what's this about Rich Cooper? If you can expand on that, I would be happy. You let me know what this is about Rich Cooper. Remember, I'm on this, so I can't actually see what's going on in the main chat. So the place is probably like turned to insanity and there's people murdering each other and all this, and I have no idea what's going on. If you can expand on that, I would be happy. Is Lezo. I don't know if I'm totally honest with you. I generally don't look at who's in those AMA comments. I usually I listen and I kind of help whoever is doing if it's 8 Crap or Season or John. I kind of send them messages and updates and kind of stuff like that. So I might see 1 or 2 people in it, but I can't see everybody if I'm totally honest. So if I reply to them, it's because I hadn't looked at the comments. But for the most part, I usually listen to the AMAs and make sure that the information gets out, and I kind of help them with prompts. And if you notice any of the ones from like Omni Finance or like Texas Tornado, or we had a great one with Waddy the other night, see me commenting in the live feeds. So pleasant. Just let me know. I don't actually know what the question is. I just kind of see, hey, has Rich Cooper ever been in our AMAs? So he wanted to be on our AMAs. If Blezzo, that's gonna be insane. Absolutely insane. I can't wait for it myself. It's kind of something we've been holding off on. We don't really want to spend huge money on marketing right now. It's not that we don't want to spend money on marketing. We feel it's going to be a waste for the community. And kind of up to now, we've been holding off and kind of doing the bare minimum and trying to strategize our whole plan with WPT and how we want it to be foreseen. And to be honest, the market's just so bad right now. Like even like the biggest marketer in crypto right now, I believe, or the past year has been Crypto.com. Even they have wound back their marketing like substantially, and they've laid off staff. Like it's something that needs to be considered. That will the money benefit the community and will it benefit the project? It's kind of got to the point now where we kind of have to, we have to get it in people's faces, and hopefully that we can get it in. We can get additional holders in. We can get collectors in. We can get people who are proper investors that are actually going to get into WPT in the long term. That's what we're looking for. So we need to get something wrong. We need to get new blood into WPT. Like there's a lot of people chasing pumps and dumps at the moment, and we totally understand that. And people like I've shown a couple of charts in this if you were watching. Like I get the appeal. Don't get me wrong. Like 100%, I get the appeal. Like there's a thrill to it. There's potential, but at the moment in crypto, projects are not doing that 10, 100, 500,000x. Unless they're, you know what I mean, absolute one-offs. Like I'm watching them do a 2, 3x and people are just getting rugged. Yeah, like you're talking about, we done a 20x, 22.5x from launch, like, you know. So, like, genuinely, I feel WPT market picks up a little bit. Investors kind of continue holding. We get a bit of marketing out. Hold on, we're definitely going to see $5. And like, remember, we're not just talking about getting new blood in and adding to that liquidity and, you know, them being exit liquidity. We're talking about building Pork Chop. We're talking about building the syndicate, or the Syndicate 12, or the syndicate, whatever you want to call it. Getting those additional projects in with their communities to get involved with WPT. We help each other. We help. Our project helps theirs. Theirs helps ours. We do AMAs. We kind of bring things together, like exactly like what we've done with Bollocks Token. Like a lot of our people over there actually, a lot of people over there are a lot of WPT holders, you know what I mean? And they invested in there too. And that's exactly what we want. We want people to be diversified. We want people to get into legit projects like Bollocks Token, or, you know, Nutra Finance, or any other projects that we want to bring into. Well, not that we want to bring in. We want to bring in all the legitimate projects. That's the important thing. Like, there's nobody excluded, but we will exclude non-rogues or people that aren't willing to put their, you know, their money where their mouth is, or they're not willing to put their name on a piece of paper and show us their documents, where they live, who they are. They don't have to do it publicly, but they need to be able to show it to WPT corporate side so that they can be held liable if they rogue. If they're not willing to do that, you know, like, who are these people? Like, I'm willing to put my face out there. You know what I mean? Jonathan's willing to put his face out there. Like, the company's registered in the state of New York. You can go check it out. Jonathan has 2 other businesses registered. He's also put their names up, and you can check who the licensee and everything is for those. Like, that's how business operates. You know, people are held accountable. Not some lunatic at the end of a computer with a no-name wallet transferring into some exchange that you never heard of. You know, that's not how business works. Why would people invest in them? I have absolutely no idea. Again, like, I get the appeal. Don't get me wrong. But is it really going to be sustainable? And are you going to make money? More than likely not. They're just going to steal your money and run away with it. And it's happened. In a bull market, you may get significant pumps, but in a bear market, it's, you know, it's a 99% fact that you're just going to get absolutely wrecked and someone's running away with your money. So, where are we at? To $1.52. Yeah, me too. Like, you know, like, I feel WPT it's a passive. It's built as a passive income machine. Do not buy WPT with the intent of trading it. Don't buy at upcoming highs and then be selling down here thinking that you're not going to. You can get your WPT, you can stake your WPT, and you can be earning passive income all the time. Don't be afraid to put it in whatever pool suits you best. There's there's additional utilities coming down the line. And like, look at Pork Chop. I touched on it earlier on. It won't show for some reason. I did try, but I called Pork Chop, and it has 12.62 ETH in it in a little over 8 days. 8 days we've brought that back, and that's a relatively small syndication pool. Like, we're talking about 70 grand in syndication. That's what we have in the corporate one, and we're able to bring back 12.62 ETH in 8 days. Can you imagine when that syndication is 100 grand? It's going to be about 15, 16 ETH. When it's 500 grand, it's going to be 50, 60 ETH. You know what I mean? What are you going to do when it's £1 million? You're talking 100, 120 ETH coming back to the project every week. Like, it's just insane to think people can't see this. Like it's not a new concept. MCA lenders. It's not a new concept that financial institutions would actually invest in MCA lenders, and investors would actually come to these. And this is what Jonathan's done for 20 years. So it's not a new concept. It's just new to be brought to blockchain. So instead of Jonathan doing it with his own money, and investors that may come to him with their money, we've done it with the WPT project itself. Like, this is a golden opportunity to get in at such a at such a cheap price. It's amazing. Like, honestly, I didn't think we would hit $2.22 this early. Do you know what I mean? I honestly thought that was premature, and this was inevitable. I thought we would get to about 50 cents, retrace back to about 25, and then we'd grow slowly and, probably hit to about 60, 70 cents, retrace back to 50, 55, and then we keep growing like that. And then, I expected us to be between about 85 and $1 at the 100-day mark. And I think we're currently at 82. We're at the dollar the other day. Like, you know what I mean? This is where we probably should have been on a more of a steady growth like this. But we absolutely exploded. You know what I mean? People just diamond handed to bits up here. And then look, we're gonna get cheats. Don't get me wrong. This is the market's problem. It's not WPT's. And you can just show the actual growth of WPT and the holders. Woohoo! Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I've been fighting with my internet the last couple of days. There was a storm here a few nights ago, and the internet's been terrible since. So I'll just go back here, Blazer. What was you saying? You need to do what you were doing now, but visualize it on paint. Draw it out. What do you mean on paint? Like, as in, like a sketch pad or something? Like, or yeah, like I totally understand. But like, these are just kind of community space where anybody can come up and chat. Like, and you can put in your questions there, and hopefully myself and Landy, or just myself, because Landy seemed to pissed off that wherever he is, fighting fires and setting up his back burner or back boiler. But yeah, no, definitely like visual representations is fantastic. And as we kind of do more of these, I can set up different apps and I can share them and we can go into it. But yeah, like WPT in general, has been absolutely fantastic, and it's a breath of fresh air into the crypto space, in my opinion. Um, I'm just really enjoying the kind of the aspects that Jonathan's bringing, that the rest of the team are bringing, and the effort that's put in is insane by absolutely everybody. Like, it's absolutely insane what's going on behind the scenes. Like, people are grafting from early morning till late at night. They're waking up in the middle of their sleeps to answer questions from certain people and getting certain things done. I have never seen this in the crypto space. I've been in crypto for 4 years. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be just coming up on 4 years. And I've been involved in a lot of projects. I've dug into a lot of projects. I've been invested in a lot of projects. I have never seen this effort by any team ever. I've never seen people actually strive to give the best like WPT has ever. I've seen people promise they're giving the best, but in white label stuff, they don't bother putting in any real effort. It's smoke and mirrors, more so than anything else. I can guarantee you, Jonathan is going to the best people that he can think of, that we can think of, and we're pushing for the best from absolutely everyone that we contact all the time. Don't get me wrong, there'll be hiccups along the way, and that's just life. Things are going to happen. We've seen it with the NFT launch. We're all delayed. How are you, bud? Yeah, so like we things happen. The NFTs have been delayed. It's out of our control. We have all the stuff ready. They were submitted, and there's things happen. It is what it is. But look, we're going to push on, and no matter what, we're definitely going to strive for still the best. You know what I mean? And remember, we're breaking ground here. Like we financial institutions in America have never been involved in crypto in the way that Jonathan has brought it. There's no MCA lenders involved with any projects on this planet, the way that Jonathan has the MCA lenders involved with us. Like, have you ever gone to the bank and tried to get a 10% ROI back on your investment in a year? Never mind within 30 days. Like, in 30 days, to try 10% back on your money is insane for like us normies, like without having the access to those institutions, without having the connects to get into MCAs or getting into, having ISOs and having a crypto lawyer like an ALA and all this stuff. You cannot do it. You know what I mean? You are going to go out somewhere else and look for a high risk. Like, you have to remember these MCA lenders are relatively low risk in terms of investment. Like ISO set up, and these are backed by underwriters. Essentially, what can happen is if the loan does default, you get your investment back, but you may not get the ROI. That's not how it works for the rest of us. You know what I mean? If somebody defaulted on something that they owed me, without using the legal means, I just have to accept that we're operating at a loss, and that person's not going to pay me. But financial world, these guys get underwriters, they get insurance, you know what I mean? They have the ISO office, all this thing set up, and those funds will come back. And that's how it works. So, like, have that access and then bring it to the actual blockchain. Have Jonathan just bring it into crypto and actually make it work. It's just something amazing. I am excited to be here as well as a team member, but like, remember, like I was a community member. Like, I actually done Jonathan's first AMA with Jonathan and Nala live on Twitter, myself and the Guru. That's how I met Jonathan in the first place. And ever since, we were digging into the project before we done the AMA, I just went, has to be something wrong here. This just sounds too good. There's no way, you can get this access to financial institutions and they'll accept you. They'll accept crypto and they'll accept the dual treasuries and, the corporate end of it. And, they're going to give you those returns back when they don't have to and all. And he's like, listen, like, genuinely, I have been doing this for 20 years. This is the kind of ROI that I already get back. I've talked to these people and we've already set aside, agreements. We've I think at the time there was 3 or 4 MCA lenders already signed on contracts, the whole lot ready to go. I went, yeah. I just kept saying to John, I was like, man, there has to be a catch here. And he goes, the catch is you can't do it. He says, the catch is that guy can't do it. He says, it doesn't matter, your next door neighbor can't do it. This is why it's a catch. He goes, because I have a financial business. I have these connects. I've built up these connections over 15, 20 years. And I have these guys are people that I consider, acquaintances and friends. They will not deal with you. Even though you come with the exact same idea, they won't deal with you. So that in itself is the main utility of WPT. Not the actual MCA lenders, but the access to them. And the access to financial institutions and financial assets, and that the financial world itself, just having that access already, he has these set up. Like if I went into the bank, they look at me as big weirdo with a beard, and that like they don't give you the time of day apart from give me your money and here's your 0.001% a year. You should be happy with that. Do you know what I mean? Never mind, like 10% a month is 120% ROI a year. There is no bank on this planet that's going to give it to us normies. Absolutely none. I think Landy's over there discovering fire for the first time. I hope he's listening. He's over there rubbing 2 sticks together. Woo! He's doing doing the castaway job. And how's dogs going, man? Woo! That's not my dog, by the way. Wow. WPT Investing Corp. Get a little spike to 84 cents a day. That's awesome. Let's see what else we have. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you haven't done it already, make sure you head over to CoinMarketCap regularly or daily if you can, and CoinGecko. And it really helps out the project when people see that you hit the goals. Like you can see there, just for today, we've only got 67%. You can just head over. We actually have it in our main Telegram, daily tasks. You head over to CoinMarketCap, you head over to CoinGecko, and you follow all the other stuff that it says in there. If you can even throw a couple of posts on Twitter. Like we do have a shield group. It's the Elite Raids. Again, there's a link in the main group. If you look for it, you will find it. And if you head over there, we also we don't guarantee it, but what we do is we kind of do small little competitions, and they're randomized. They're not weekly, they're not bi-weekly. They're just random competitions where we pay out the top chillers. And that's how Landy wipes his arse this time.
That was the phone call that I was expecting that I told you about earlier, and it took me way fucking longer than I thought it would.
I was saying, man, he's over there doing castaway, lighting the fire.
It's still not going that well, to be honest, but yeah, it's lit.
Let's clean out that ash, man.
Don't you worry, I've got it. I just got shit wood. Oh, I don't know.
Dog's going nuts. Your dog was barking as well.
Yeah, she still is. She's doing it now. She wants to go out, but she doesn't like the rain. And so I open the door up, and then she looks at it and she goes, well, I'm not going out there.
I have the same problem with my little lad. He just looks at it going, and then what he does is he actually goes outside, and my big windows, and he just pisses on the window. I was like,
yeah.
Thanks for that.
She literally, honestly, she is a hunter through and through, but she doesn't like the rain. And so throughout the whole summer, she goes out, she'll catch whatever she bloody well can. And then in the winter, she's like, what, you want me to go on this? I'm like, I can't fucking do anything about it. That's what it is. If you want to go out, you go out. This is what it is.
I know. Like I have a little West Highland Terrier, and he's an absolute pain in the arse. Like, the guy would be asleep all day, and as soon as the kids go to bed, it's like he's after taking, a bag full of speed or something. Like, he'd be
Yeah.
bouncing off the walls and starts barking and running. And if I open the hall door, he's down the hall, skidding all over the place. It's insanity. I was like, "What are you doing? Just stop!" And like that, as you said, I opened the door, and if it's even thinking of raining, he's like, "Nah, no, not gonna. I'm just sitting here for an iPad."
That's exactly it. I open the door and like she loves it when the door's open. And I'm like, you do realize how cold it is out there? But she just wants to sit in the doorway. And so like I'll open the door and she'll go, "Oh yeah, ideal. I'll sit here." And I'm like, "No, you're either out or you're in."
They're a pain in the hole. I love them, but they're a pain in the hole.
Yeah, it's the
What
same,
breed?
isn't it?
What breed's your dog?
Good question. She's half Cairn, quarter Border Terrier, quarter Jack Russell.
Oh, nice.
So she is full on terrier, and yeah, she acts like it. I went out there a minute ago because I got the phone call, and she's just sat on the sofa where I normally sit. And I walk out there, and she just looks at. I literally walk through the doorway, and she just looks at me like, "Don't make me move."
I wouldn't mind, like, if I was to sit on my couch, as soon as I get up and go to do anything, I turn around. Like, my dog's called Goku, big Dragon Ball Z fan, by the way. I turn around, Goku's sitting in the exact same spot as him, like, "You little shite bag. You're like, just get out," and like unconscious. Within seconds, he's up there asleep. I was like, "Oh man, what are you gonna do?" Like, it's actually gone to the stage. I threw out his bed. Just let him sleep on the couch now. He
I
wasn't
can
using
almost
the bed
guarantee
anyway.
you now, if I take this camera out to the living room, she will be sat on the sofa where I sit.
Yeah, same. But
did you see that photo I put up where I bought her the like dog sofa? It's like a dog bed, but it's like a sofa.
no, I do know the dog sofa things, but I didn't realize she bought one.
Oh yeah, she's got one.
And you're calling me money bags for ordering the ledger.
Maybe it was literally like 35 quid. It was if it was expensive, I wouldn't have bought it. Let's put it that way.
It's the most expensive dog sofa I've ever seen or heard of. Not that I've been
Dog
looking
beds are
for them.
expensive over here.
Yeah, they're expensive here too.
But then, to be fair, also like I do buy her expensive stuff. I can't help it. Like I don't have kids or anything like that, so
Can you hear me?
I just buy her expensive stuff.
I'm just watching my internet drop constantly here. It's getting to a joke at this stage.
You're still on.
Oh, you weren't for me there. As soon as you said, "Yeah, dogs' beds are expensive," gone.
Oh well, if you can hear me now, what I said was I don't have kids or anything like that, so I don't really have like massive expenses like a lot of people do. So I do buy her expensive things.
Need to work on that, getting some kids into the world, and that's the next thing for you. Loads of kids. It's great.
Yeah, but then that would give me less crypto money.
I don't know, man. I only started investing in crypto while I had kids, so like my eldest is 6. I'm in crypto 4 years, so he was already 2, and we were expecting our second when I got involved in crypto.
I was saying this the other day. There might have only been out there as well. I brought it up in one of our groups that we talk on. The region that I live in is incredibly poor for the UK. Like, it's ridiculous. And so my salary actually isn't that high.
So it's only what, a couple of $100,000?
Huh?
It's only a couple of $100,000 a year.
Do you know what? I don't care. If anyone wants to know, it's £27,000, which is very low. And I'm actually on the very high end of my region. I think my region is like median, like 24, but I think it's actually lower than that. I think I'm outdated on that one.
Yeah, like that would be like, genuinely, you probably couldn't live in Ireland on that sort of wage.
You probably couldn't. Like, it's really low. Like, I was just about to say, the only reason that I really get by is, that's like my bloody dog. Zana, what do you want?
Gets by pimping out his dog. That's what he does. Bye. How are you, sir? Yeah, drink beer. Yeah, Landy's from the UK, and I'm from Ireland.
Yeah, I'm UK. And as you just said, you're from Ireland.
But no, I swear to God, I will ban the first person that says is Ireland in the UK. You will be banned.
Well, now they're just going to ask you about potatoes.
That's fine. I'll answer all potato questions. As an Irish person, you know, I am like a potato savant. I'd be like Bubba.
Is Ireland in the UK though? Are you going to ban me?
So Landy's now gone, and there's just me here on my own. He's banned from the live feed, and that's it forever. Thanks for participating, Landrew.
That was funny though. I did enjoy that.
Ireland and Scotland are in the UK. Well, Scotland is.
So Ireland is in the UK. Honestly,
so we lost Landy again. I'm afraid.
No, in all seriousness, I don't blame any other country for wanting to leave the UK because we are fucked.
You have some mad stuff going on over the past couple of weeks. As an outsider, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on.
Do you know what? I've been like that for the past 7 years since the Brexit vote.
Yeah, I was too, and then again, I'm not a huge political person, but I was really getting into politics, especially American politics when Trump was in. I just thought it was brilliant.
See, I really like politics personally. I've been doing that for a lot longer than I've been doing crypto. But yeah, I've just been looking at the whole thing like exactly what you've just said. I really want to know what's going to happen. But then I look at it and go, yeah, but that's my country.
That's the other thing. Like you had a bit of a lunatic in before that too. You know what I mean? And now that he's gone, I think anybody that's going to come in behind it,
coming back.
I see somebody's talking about the S&P. Did they think it's going to dump Monday? I don't think the pump has been that high in it anyway. You know,
Sorry, you said the S&P because we were talking about politics. I thought you meant the SNP, not the S and P.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. What do you think about the market and S&P 500 going to dump on Monday? No idea. I don't think anyone will give you that answer.
I don't know. Like, to be fair, like, we have a lot of kind of bad news that I think is going to be coming out next week. We need to kind of watch what comes in the coming weeks, months. Like the European Union have said, they're bringing in regulations for crypto, and they're going to cover all of Europe. It obviously doesn't include Andy there in the UK. They're going to have their own rules where they keep banning everybody from accessing crypto through the banks. That is just madness. That is madness. Have you seen that?
I can't use Binance.
I've seen, like, was it Barclays and a couple of other banks? They just went, as long as it was crypto, they just went, no, you're banned. No, rejected. You can no longer buy into that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, if I approve it, it should be able to send in no matter what. Do you know what I mean?
Hang on, dog.
That dog's gone into the fire. What do we have here? Sorry. Got Beard Space. Cloud Apartment.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I have absolutely no idea. I've had a few beers now at this stage.
Only a few.
Yeah, only a few. What, fanboy? What do you mean the European situation is bad right now? Okay, the euro is not doing particularly well, but that's only in comparison to the dollar.
Europe situation might mean to do with, like, the energy security.
Yeah, well, I suppose you have the kind of Ukraine situation, but to be honest, that seems to be a global issue at this stage. It's not really a European specific. Yeah, like, everybody's going to feel the pinch of not using Russian oil, not using Russian gas.
I've seen it a lot where people go, oh yeah, but my country doesn't really import that much from, like, Russia or wherever. And it's like, well, it doesn't really matter where you import it from. If there's less, then you still have a problem. Because the people that do get it from there are still going to want to buy it from somewhere.
Like, Ireland it uses 0% Russian gas. Like, zero. Yeah, our gas prices have gone up 30-40%. You know what I mean? It's because it's who we are buying it off. Everybody else is now buying it off too, and therefore the supply has gone down and the inflation's gone up. Inflation in Europe is significantly lower than other parts of the globe. Again, look, I'm not a huge political kind of person. I just follow any involvement I get in politics is generally crypto related. I just want to see how it's going to affect crypto tomorrow or next week or next month. I'm Ireland. Our employment rate's pretty good at the moment. Our inflation is kind of up there with everybody else. So I think we're talking, what do they quote, 7.2% or some horse shit like that, because it's really about 30%. But like, it's the same as every other state, every other country. Like, America have similar numbers to Europe. You know what I mean? I believe we're all going to be feeling a pinch probably next year if this stupid war goes on in the Ukraine with Russia. We're going to be feeling. Apparently, at the moment, we can't get wheat. And that's people surrounding the Ukraine at the moment. Ukraine is probably one of the world's biggest suppliers of wheat. So making bread and bakery and all that stuff, it's actually going to be inaccessible for a lot of people in the very near future if this thing continues. which is something that I never thought about or even knew about before it was highlighted from this.
Well, back in like probably March, one of my mates rang me and was like, obviously, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine sort of thing, because I don't know. And is Putin being absolutely mad doing what he's doing? And I went, well, when you look at it, he owns a lot of the energy supply of the world, the grains, the wheat, the gas, oil, everything like that. So he owns basically food and energy to an extent.
Exactly.
Like, he probably thought he would win that pretty quickly. And my mate was like, well, yeah, to be fair, like, I wouldn't do it myself, but if I was playing Civilization, I might try it. And then you have to think, he probably thinks he is playing Civilization.
So, Landy, I don't know about you, but I don't follow
No.
I don't follow soccer at all.
Don't tell my dad, because my dad is from Liverpool, so he is a Liverpool fan. We're gonna throw up the peace signs for that one. But no, I don't really. I don't really know much about it.
So I said, who wants to be watching a bunch of millionaires kicking a bag of wind around and falling over blades of grass? I don't see the appeal at all.
You talking about Musk and Gates and all those people?
At least those guys can string a sentence together, to be fair.
I haven't heard them talking quite a while, to be fair. I just see the fallout.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But yeah, no, not a. It's called football over here, so or soccer in the States.
And
yeah, no, go on.
Oh, sorry, Dave. Carry on.
Oh, your turn. I don't get that mentality either. It's so ridiculous. Like, these grown men fucking talking shite, shouting at. I don't get it. I just don't get it at all. Like again, I'm a huge sports fan, as in I like playing sports. I'm just not a huge fan of watching sports. It just never appealed to me. I don't know.
For me personally, I like watching the sports that don't have the crowds. Like, I like watching darts and snooker because I like just watching people do what they do.
There's two sports I really love, and they're almost the same sport. So you have garden bowls, and do you know that one with the ice?
I was about to say I like watching curling.
I love curling. I love garden bowls. I just think the skill involved in doing it's just so cool. You know, and when it's in the Olympics and all that stuff, that's the ones I actually watch. I just think they're so cool to watch.
That's what I mean. Like, I quite like watching curling as well. I like watching just sports that are what they are, and they don't necessarily need the fan base to pump it up. I don't need chance.
So
English in the USA is not real English. I'm real English, so that's a very rude comment to put up there.
And even at that, like, my English isn't real English because I'm Irish, obviously.
Am I that difficult to understand? I thought I was okay. Like, before I started doing this,
hold on, Randy. We don't know if it's your English or my English he's referring to.
Yeah, but you're not UK, but fair comment.
Yeah, that could have been like a double insult towards me.
Yeah. Dave, your UK accent is shit.
Oh, Quan Fam, do you want to be banned?
Yes, I've been asking for this for days. Do you know what? I didn't realize until I started doing this. I thought like I had a southwestern accent, and then when I started like talking on stream and on voice messages and things like that more, I don't know where my accent comes from. It's very proper, and I have absolutely no idea where I've got that from. This Irish person. I don't understand this Irish person either. Who is he, and why, and who let him in is the more important question.
I'm Irish. I let myself in. I'm just here. I just appear. Don't worry.
Just like come out of the rainbow.
I'm. Oh god. Whatever. Yeah. So like, what's the S&P 500 up? I remember looking at it. It's about 2-3 days ago, and it was probably up around 3%. So, like, it's kind of hard to know. I'm not a kind of huge stocks person. I watch a couple of small things, and I kind of watch the DXY, the dollar, kind of stuff like that, gold, silver. That's kind of, they're more predictable, and the rest of the stuff. It's not that I'm no interest in. I have no clue what I'm talking about, so there's no point even looking at it. I'd be lost. I've been kind of just involved in crypto more so than actual stocks, but I know the price of gold, the price of silver, and the price of the dollar directly affect crypto. So I do keep an eye on them and see can I get any relevance towards those three, and see can I bring it to my crypto technical analysis, which again I'm relatively new at. I've been doing it probably about a year, so I'm not saying I'm a master at it, but I kind of like to understand things and like to kind of bring as much as I can.
This is the thing, like, I don't think a lot of people appreciate the amount of effort it takes to understand the regular markets. Dave, you will absolutely outsmart me on TL on anything, especially crypto.
Don't say that.
Well, you will, because I don't know what I'm doing. But if we're talking about like just like general concepts of actual markets, I've been doing that for a fair few years, and it's so complicated. It's really difficult to understand. You have to actually know what you're talking about. You have to understand quite a few different concepts before you even start looking at it. So when you're talking about what's the S&P 500 going to do in the next couple of days, the answer really is you can't really know. It's most likely to go up if you look at trends over the past 10, 15, 30 years sort of thing, or just in general. But over the next 1 or 2 days, anyone that gives you a definitive answer is most likely just telling you what you want to hear, or telling you what they truly believe, but is probably not correct. You can't.
What I can do is, hold on, I can try pull it up.
If I'd bought Spy when I thought I should have bought Spy, I would have made a shitload of money by now.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah.
but I do believe
Can you
it's
see
had
that?
a decent pullback. Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Cool. Like just on this alone, again, like I don't follow them in any in depth at all. So what are we on now? That's the 1 month. So in one day it's up 2.3%. Blah blah blah. If we go on the monthly chart, 6 monthly chart, don't get me wrong, it's probably due a kind of an increase here, and on the monthly chart we could probably see it peaking out at close to that 3.8. I have absolutely no idea. You know what I mean? Like we have some shit news coming from America now that they're going to be hiking the inflation rates.
yeah. But look at the 5-year or the max. Well, maybe not max. Definitely 1 year or 5 year.
Do the max. Like it's had a retrace from its all time high. It's kind of like in this. It's in the same limbo that crypto is, and that's probably like it got its same pump from COVID as crypto did. Okay, it's a little bit more stable and less kind of jaggedy and less peaky. You know what I mean? But again, it's the same. It's almost the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like crypto follows stocks more and more every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And eventually, it's just going to catch up. That's almost going to be the same. BTC is going to trade the same as gold, silver, all these kind of Forex, all these Dexys dollars. It's all going to be directly linked. And as time goes on, that becomes truer and truer and truer and truer. We see it in the long term. Like crypto used to be completely the Wild West. It just, was a law unto itself. But now it's gradually, as institutions get in, as people invest, as companies get in, and as regulations come on, it just trades more and more like the stock market, and eventually it will catch up to exactly the same as the stock market. And then we're going to have individual
We have
news
actually
that's
seen
going to
a decoupling recently. Bitcoin and Ethereum, not Ethereum. Ethereum is a blockchain. Bitcoin and Ether have had a bit of a decoupling from the stock market recently for some reason.
What? What's this one? Sorry, they're kind of small on my screen.
I would like to point out that I don't know about you, Dave, but I would say that neither of us know what Link is.
No, absolutely. As I said, look, I'm not been looking into new cryptos, and I'm gonna assume Link is in the actual stock market, and I do not trade stocks at all. I own zero.
Even if it's crypto, we've got no idea what Link is. We can't help you with that at all. And we wouldn't comment on it anyway.
Yeah, to be honest, like I probably would comment on it if I knew exactly what it was. To be honest, you know what I mean. But genuinely, I've not heard of it. It has not been brought across. My DMs.
We wouldn't comment on it in any official capacity, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. But no, like I genuinely has not come across it. I've not come across Link at all. Chainlink. I understand. Like I genuinely have not come across Chainlink. It's in the top 21.
No idea what that
is. Yeah, like this is like he's saying it's in the top 21. I have not come across it. Just shows you how much I have been focusing on WPT and kind of all the stuff that's coming in there. Yeah, it is 21.
Yeah, we do crypto, but I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. We do crypto. I don't think anyone uses top 21 as a metric. Maybe top 25 or top 20, but not top 21.
Yeah, like I'm in a futures trading group, but it's generally top 10.
Top 10, top 20, top 25, top 50.
Yeah, well, like that futures trading, they kind of try to keep it to top 10s. That's who I kind of keep an eye on. In terms of cryptos in the DeFi world, I usually break out of that top 100. You know what I mean? And I kind of go down the
Oh,
list and see the new projects coming on and see all the new technology being developed. And like, I do watch XRP. Everybody's waiting for XRP. Like, don't get me wrong, the
oh
Ripple
yeah,
lawsuit's going to be huge.
yeah,
You know, and
oh yeah.
we had the whole Terra Luna for absolute shit show. You know what I mean? Who wasn't watching that? You know what I mean? So you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have Tether, and then I believe like they have been the top three for as long as I can kind of remember. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. I think was it BNB? Was it BNB? Right. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm just interested. Okay, so
I feel like
top
if
here.
something was in the top 20, top 50, or anything like that, we would have heard of it.
Yeah. Okay, so what we have is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, USDC, then BNB, XRP. Oh, BUSD's up there now. That's
Yeah, this is
kind
what
of,
I was saying to you earlier. Is
you're talking about the
Buzz,
USDT thing, yeah, or the USDC.
yeah, but Buzz is right up there now. It's completely flipped it.
Yeah, well, like it's getting close now. You know what I mean? That's like it's over Cardano. That is insane.
Yeah, it's going up. Yeah.
Oh my god. Like Crom Fanboy.
Yeah, Fanboy. Yeah, we're well aware of Cardano and Solana. Thank you.
Yeah, but they bounce around. Actually, to be honest, if I went and checked, if I went and checked my crypto.com app, which I haven't checked in a long, I actually think I own some Chainlink. I just totally forgot about it. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm gonna check. I'm
See if
gonna
you
check.
still got them.
These are one of the ones I would have left on the app and not pulled into the DeFi world. I'm gonna check.
You must know
What
what
is
WPT is.
WPT?
If you're on here, you must know what WPT is. Because otherwise, why
Check it
would you
out.
be on?
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's a relatively new project. It's 100 days old. We're not saying that we're in the top 50, or, or the top 21 or whatever.
Yeah, but they must know what it is if they're on this stream, surely.
It depends what he's watching on. I have no idea what he's watching on. He's on Twitch, but I don't know which one. Oh, Quan Fanboy, if you don't know what WPT is, like, welcome to the space, first of all. But you can head over to our Telegram. So if you want to check out the website, you can check out WPTinvestingcorp.io. That's the new version. It's not 100% live yet. If you want to check out the live one, we have warpigs.io, or you can check out our Telegrams. I can drop a link in here for you. Hold on, actually. I'll drop a link in just for you now if you want to join the Telegram. Totally up to yourself. No obligation whatsoever.
You are more than welcome to come in and check it out. And we might just change your views on things.
Graham, can you see that one? I don't know.
I see it.
Oh, you'll see it, but either way, it's Twitch. I don't know which Twitch he's on.
Yeah.
Check it out. You can check out the website. You can check out the socials. Ask any questions you want. If you call the FAQ bot, that should answer most of your questions. Like that, feel free to ask any of the admin. They're
If
absolutely
you jump
fantastic.
in there now, I will personally welcome you.
Look, he's the phone out and everything. But this is just a community
Ready?
space. This isn't.
I'm ready. I'm waiting for you.
This is just a community space. We don't. Well, I'm the CMO, but Jonathan Menjivar is actually the COO. What it is, or sorry, he's the CEO, and it is the first project to bring MCA lender utility to crypto. So Jonathan's a financial advisor, and he owns 2 financial companies in the state of New York. So what he went and done is registered WPT Investing Corp in New York. We have a building. We are a registered C Corp. And what he's doing is bringing MCA lender utility into crypto. So a part of the taxes goes into a corporate treasury, and that gets syndicated out to MCA lenders. And what it brings back is 10, 20, and 30%, depending on how long it's gone out for. So within 30 days, we are bringing back a minimum of 10% ROI. So if we syndicate 10 grand, we're bringing back $1,000 in 30 days. If we syndicate 50 grand, you know what I mean, we're bringing back $5,000 within 30 days. Currently, we are syndicating over 70 grand. And in 8 days, we have brought back over 12.6 ETH back to the chart alone. And that's grown. So, and then we're actually, not only are we doing that, we are, oh, was that me? What? Sorry. That was you, Landy, was it?
Quam Five Boy, what's your Telegram name? Oh yeah, I made a comment and it came up under yours.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, see, I told you I made you a seat on this, so you're now admin. So see if you go to the left of post a comment, you can pick an individual one to reply to. Like this is on multiple things, so it's on a couple of YouTube, it's on a couple of Twitches. It's be hopefully on our Telegram come next Wednesday. We have to just wait for some details to be transferred over.
I can change where I'm commenting from, but I can't pick myself.
No, you're going to be just the page itself or the link, yeah.
Because so I can change it to I can change it to the YouTube WPT Investing Corp.
Yeah. Well, Quan Fanboy, you can head over to Twitter if you have Twitter. We have 2 Twitter accounts, so we have at Warpigs Token or at WPT_investing, and you can check it out there. And again, you can send any messages you want. But we highly recommend getting over to our Telegram because we do a lot of giveaways. You know, the admins are absolutely fantastic over there. And pretty much that is the first point of contact for any investment or any project updates that you're going to come across. We do weekly VCs over there. And then sometimes myself and Landy just jump up on our Twitters and Twitches and things and just talk absolute poo for a couple of hours. You know, while drinking beer and just having a bit of fun on the internet. But these aren't official capacity kind of things. These are just community spaces where members can jump up as well if they like. So sometimes you'll see different people up here, or sometimes just me, Landy, jeeping, and Ape talking crap.
That's exactly right. I mean, a lot of the time we do just start these up just to have a chat, and we like the whole community to jump on if we can, but it does end up most of the time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
us chatting to each other, and that's the end of it.
Like we can do these in private kind of channels, or sometimes we just jump up so everybody can laugh at how stupid we are. And you know, sometimes we get some information out there, and other times I just get absolutely smashed on the internet.
I like watching how stupid the rest of you are. I'm not involved in that. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, look, definitely. You know, get over, check us out. On we're registered, or we're listed on CoinGecko. We're listed on CoinMarketCap. Check out at the very least the website, which is at Warpigs Token right now. But it's going to be our full updated V2, which is also Web3 interactive, the whole lot. You'll be able to go to our staking pools. Our staking pool DApp is actually WPT.io. I can put those links up for you if you like. If you don't want to join the Telegram, but yeah, no, definitely. Like, the community is absolutely fantastic. Compound Boy, like, there is no monos in there. Like, again, we're relatively new. It's a 100-day-old project, but we're trying to do things different. Like, it's a registered C corp in the state of New York. Like, that is no small feat to do, and it's definitely not easy. Like, we have our bit license applied for. We have our money transfer license applied for. Our COO is Nala Kumaladen, and she is actually a crypto and blockchain attorney. So we're trying to keep everything on the legal side, and we're trying to make sure that the SEC doesn't come down and absolutely smash us. If you're following what the Ape Coin and that whole situation over there with the 4-day uploads and all that kind of stuff, like, we don't want those headaches. I understand that they may have done that intentionally, that would have been probably cheaper to pay the fine than it would be to actually pay solicitors to get them on the right side of the law, but we don't want the headache. We're trying our best to keep on the right side of the law right now across America, but and then hopefully that portrays to the rest of the globe. So there's not many crypto projects out there that are willing to put their team members like myself and Landy are both on the corporate side. We have Jonathan there on the corporate side. We have Jeepin here on the corporate side. We kind of jump up. Like, how many projects do you know who actually runs the project, who registers the project, where they live? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're registered, like a registered C corp in New York, like I said, but we also have a premises in New York. Offices registered. Jonathan has 2 financial companies in New York, also both registered, and he's operated them for 15, 20 years, so he's not going anywhere. Waddy, how are you, buddy?
Oh, Waddy.
Tell you what, Waddy. Do we have you? Give me a second. Tell you what I'm gonna do, Waddy. I don't know if you're busy or not, but I'm gonna send you a link for jumping in anyway. If you check out that Telegram that we have set up, with the 6 of us in it, where we were talking about the AMA that you done, I just sent you a link. If you want, feel free, join in, talk crap for 5 or 10 minutes. So, Landry, what's the story?
Not much. It just it's getting cold over here,
Oh, stop. Like, I've started cracking on eating now the past week or so, especially with the kids not being that well. And it just seems to be like, I thought I'd get away with half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, but it just seems to be, I don't know, I'm going to hit booze for an hour and, just absolutely whack it out of it. And I had to put a new boiler in, as you know, so at least that's working.
Yeah, you had a bit of trouble with that, didn't you?
I'm pretty sure that's not your tag on Telegram.
No, it's not. I don't know how to delete it. Typed it out wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think I can delete it, which is even worse.
Waddy!
What up, guys?
How are you, bud?
Waddy!
Good. My wife is using my computer. That's why I had to log in from my phone.
Not too bad, buddy. How's your evening going?
Oh, pretty good. I can't complain. How about you guys? How's everything?
Not too bad. We're just here drinking beers, talking crap about crypto, and just general life.
That works. That works. Man, I didn't even notice, but you guys already been on for like 2 hours and some change. If I would have noticed earlier, I would have joined you earlier.
Oh, I'll send you a link the next time. We kind of just do these a couple of days a week, just to usually just shoot the shit over nothing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're more than welcome to join up. You're a huge supporter
No,
of
I
WPT,
appreciate
and you're
that.
just a general good guy, like, you know.
And it's great to see you, Waddy. Honestly, like we always enjoy talking to you.
Thank you,
I
thank
I
you.
I haven't spoken to you, I don't think, but I really enjoy this the spaces and the chats that you have with our crew.
Well, thank you. I mean, just like I appreciate you guys, coming on my channel and the support. I mean, that's highly appreciated.
So, Waddy, what have you been looking into recently? Is there anything wild or exciting out there, or any projects that you think would be nice partners for
Well,
WPT?
I am looking, obviously, WPT is number one. I have Bollock's token. I, um, well, not too sure about it yet. They are good, but boats. I'm looking forward for that boat chain that they're working on. There's gonna be an exchange. What else? Mandox, I'm bullish on. Um, Banana Club token, which also belongs to Mandox. Now, if you want to go to the blue chip side, XRP is very close to winning the case. So I'm just waiting for that to be over. I feel like when XRP finishes the the case against the SEC, that's gonna take off like no tomorrow. That's not financial advice, my opinion.
I've always said I'm very glad for XRP, purely because somebody has to make that case at some point.
Yeah.
Somebody has to fight that fight, and they can do it, but it will benefit everyone
Oh
when
yeah.
when that verdict comes out. Either way, whatever happens, everyone else will know what they can do.
Yes, definitely. I agree with you. And we lost Dave. Come back.
Hey,
No, so the thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand is that XRP got way too many big companies and banks to back them up. And I'm talking about all over the world. So,
yeah.
regardless, I feel like sooner or later they will have to do something to fix that issue. Now, worst case scenario, what I believe, let's say they win the case, they could just move the business elsewhere. They don't have to have the company in the United States. They could just go to anywhere else that they want to and work over there. Which, if that's the case, obviously the United States will miss out on getting their cut.
This is the issue over there as well, isn't it? Is they they want their cut, and that's the most important thing to the US. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, the fight's got to be had. XRP seems to be willing to make that fight their own and take it to the courts, get it all done, and then that will benefit everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, they They don't have a choice. I mean, look, even when the case was going on, there was a group and they decided to pump the crap out of it. It went all the way to like $1.76, I think it was. So it's way, in my opinion, it's way too much of a project for it not to come back. There he goes.
Woo, sorry,
We went off the duck.
my internet just, yeah, the Wi-Fi just totally died at my house. I think there's a problem with a line down the road or something.
Okay, okay.
Hang on here. Are you still inside? It looks far too bright.
Oh, I'm in the kitchen now.
So yeah,
Country
yeah.
living,
See the light.
I have to wander around to get white. I have to wander around to get just like that's as I said, the Wi-Fi is gone. So normally the house is fine, but the last couple of days it's given me a bit of hassle. So I'm now running around trying to get some 4G.
Fair
Oh
play. Mate.
wow. I was gonna say, guys, just in case don't get too hype, that light on top of me is not a halo.
I thought it was. I did think it was. I was going to ask you for projections, but I'm sure you won't give them to me now. So
Yeah.
If anyone's not aware, like Waddy does hold some great spaces as well on his on your. Sorry, hold on, phone's going dead now as well to do with everything else.
what he holds some
on your
great
Twitter account,
spaces on his Twitter.
he holds some great community space on his Twitter account, and there's like some amazing people to join in there just for the conversation as well. Like, you know what I mean? You'll meet some fantastic people on Waddy's spaces there on Twitter. Like they're pretty cool. I've joined in on a few of them when I can.
So the same as what we're doing now, where we're just talking to people, just trying to have a nice time with the chat.
What he normally gets smarter people than me and you, Landy, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say they're exactly the same, because ours are just you and me talking. It is like we got bones coming out the head sort of thing.
Oh God. Now, I mean, you know what it is like, and I feel like that's why a lot of people respect me in this space, because I actually like to help other projects, and like I meet even one-on-one artists. Like if you appreciate art, just in general, I'm not telling you go spend $500,000 on a Picasso or anything like that, but there are some real good artists, and I actually have a show called Show Me Your Art for them. And so I divided my YouTube channel into those two things, like everything that has to do with crypto, blue chips, meme coin, technical analysis, um, NFTs, and then the artist part is the show called Show Me Your Art, which is just for regular artists that turn their traditional art into digital. That's it. So I've
Have
been
you actually
rocking with two communities pretty much, or three
have
or
you,
four. Yeah.
have you seen Jim Carrey, like the actual actor, has now gone into making one-on-one NFTs?
No, that's news to me.
Yeah, he held this huge space. It must have been a couple of months ago, and it was his first mint, and it was actually up for auction live on the space. I think it went for 58 grand or something. It was a huge space, you know what I mean? I think it was ApeCoin or something like that, or Ape something. It actually held the space for him and kind of gave him a community. There was over like 2,000 people on the space. It was amazing. It was great just hearing him talk. You should check it out. Put in Jim Carrey NFT and put it into Google and check out what he's actually launching there. It's pretty awesome.
No, I mean, I'll do it, but not now, because if I do it now, I'll get kicked out.
Yeah, no, like you should check it out because it's pretty cool. There's some amazing people coming into the NFT space. Kind of on the art side, but I have said it before, and I actually said it on this space before you even joined. I'm not interested in NFTs on if it's solely art. Personally, I like the utility factor behind NFTs and where they're probably going to be in the next 2-3 years. Like the technology behind them is just absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be accepted into the crypto world, the financial world, and just our general life in the next 2 to 5 years in ways that we can't even comprehend right now. Like imagine you're able to say that, not only do I own one Bitcoin, but I own that Bitcoin. That's mine. You know what I mean? You can just
Yeah.
implement to so much in the real world. It's insane. Like we were talking about it the other day. Like your house ownership, so the deeds of your house you can have in an NFT form, and you no longer need. A lot of people be pissed, but you don't need attorneys. You don't need you don't need realtors. You know what I mean? You can just essentially put your NFT up on, or you can put your house for sale, or put the NFT up for sale, and people can buy it, and they transfer of ownership almost instantly. You know what I mean? It's gonna change the way that we operate in the real world in years to
Yeah.
come.
See, this is the funny thing. Like a lot of people think that NFTs were just created, but if I remember correctly, there was Xerox. Do you ever heard of that token?
Oh, yeah, I
I have,
vaguely remember.
Yeah, so basically that was the first form of NFT that I see, because what that token does, basically they'll be able to like put a house on the blockchain, and I'll be able to transfer it to Dave or Landy without an issue. Obviously, the contract is already going to be within that token. So it's crazy, but like when you really think about it, that was one of the very first token that started the NFT movement, but not too many people know about it. Like literally look into it. What a Xerox OX. It's the no OX or CX. Yeah, it has been a minute since I looked into it. But look into that token and you'll see.
Yeah, no, I'll add it to the list. I've actually loads. To be honest, like I think it was Quam fanboy and all. Like he put up like, do you know Chainlink crypto?
I know Chainlink.
I, it totally escaped my mind when he brought it up earlier on. I was like, I've been just so focused on the top 10 tokens and kind of, how they've been negotiating the crypto market the past 2, 3, 4, 6 months, and, how TVLs and, market caps have been swapping over, and then putting all the rest of my effort into WPT. I kind of forget about who's 12, 15, 20, 21 down the line, you know what I mean? And it just totally escaped my mind earlier on. And I actually went in and I checked. I actually own about $300 in Chainlink myself. I bought it so long ago. I actually own some of that.
Yeah, I mean, Chainlink, it had a real good run. I mean, I was kind of mad at myself because I actually sold Chainlink when it was only $4, and I could make a good profit. But unfortunately, I guess it wasn't my time. Um, the other one that I am keeping a close eye, that is very similar to XRP. You ever heard of Stellar
Yeah,
Lumens?
I've owned Stellar since 2019. That was actually one of my first cryptos that I ever bought into.
Okay.
What else? Actually, I tell you, I got into LRC. I got into that at sub 10 cent.
yeah,
You
same.
Okay.
and I rode that bitch all the way up to $3 something like. And I just kind of once I hit $2, I kind of started taking little bits of profit, and then when I hit $3, I was like, man, this can't keep going. You know what I mean? So I started getting out at that stage. You know, but definitely, like last year, up to the run up to kind of November, December was absolutely insane. You know.
Okay. Um, that's loopering, correct?
Yeah, loop ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they bring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I'm
they,
pretty
they,
familiar. Like, see, that's the thing about me. Like, so funny story. When I started my channel, I was only gonna focus on blue chips. I wanted to only talk about blue chips, but unfortunately, the degen community, as we call each other, they don't want to hear about blue chip. Like they get it, it's cool, but they want to hear about something that's gonna make them quick money. So that's why I started like switching up my content. But if I would have focused on just, I hear somebody's thing.
Landy, I think that's you, bud.
what's that?
We hear your whatever you're looking at loud and clear.
Oh, shit. Let me
No, just mute the mic. You don't gotta exit, eh?
No, it was on my phone. Only because we were talking earlier about the mega space that was going on, and I said nobody's got back to me, but apparently Ape's on it.
Oh, okay. No, so yeah, what I was saying was that then I noticed that the community prefer the other tokens, meme coin tokens and everything. So I started um doing that, diversifying my content. But if you ask me about like the top 100, I know all of them practically by heart. Like I'll tell you which one is good, which one is bad, which one you want to hold long term, and which one you don't want to hold on to because I don't see it going nowhere. Like one of them that I don't see and is one of the top 100 is Bitcoin Cash. Like if you really think about the 2017 bull run, it went to about 3,000, 5,000, but this bull run nowhere near.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with you on that. I would probably say the same thing about Litecoin as well.
Yeah, Litecoin too. So like
They don't have much of a place in the market.
They, I don't know. They've been in the market quite a long time, though. You know what I mean? So, like, they have some substance behind them, but they're not building like the likes of ADA are. You know what I mean? Like Cardano
yeah,
is, Matic, Cardano, Sol. They have some amazing stuff actually getting built on their chains now at the moment. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I think this kind of bear market's probably the best thing that ever happened for them because they can actually build without being left behind. You know what I mean? Like ADA, in my opinion, is going to be absolutely massive, and like they're bringing out I know it kind of goes against everything in crypto, but they're bringing out that private blockchain as well.
yeah.
This is
And
what I
like-
mean. They like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are they have tenure, should we say, but they don't really have anything else. They don't have much of a place in the market.
Especially when utility seems to be the forefront of everything that's coming now. You know what I mean? It has to have a
Yeah,
utility.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
From,
they don't really have anything going for them. Like both of those specifically are Bitcoin forks, soft forks, and so they don't really have any utility whatsoever other than being
Yeah,
we're Bitcoin but not quite. And as the market goes, the market likes Bitcoin.
yeah,
Or
no,
utility.
I'm sorry. Not only that, like for example, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, right? Both of them payment method. Uh, Bitcoin Cash is a little faster than BTC, and Litecoin is faster than both of them. But nowadays they have Stellar Lumens. They got XRP, which practically is instant, and now they even created another one, which is called Bigger. Like right now, it's so many zeros. It's tempting to just buy a bag. Obviously, not financial advice, but buy a bag, hold on to it, and just let that shit grow. Because at the end of the day, bigger you could do up to 1 million transaction with just $1. How cheap is that?
That's
Pretty cheap.
that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where Ethereum's going to be 12 months from now. Like when they eventually have the V2 or Ethereum 2.0 or whatever you want to call it completely rolled out, I believe the
Yeah.
gas fees are going to be next to zero. You know what I mean? I believe they're going to be exactly where Crow is at the moment. So the Chronos chain is like, I remember doing transactions even with high gas and they were costing less than a cent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was moving NFTs.
I remember getting pissed off at high gas. It was less than cent.
I know, yeah. Well, like that's exactly my point. Like, I was moving NFTs, which everybody knows it's an expensive way. It's an expensive gas to pay, as opposed to moving tokens or going into liquidity pools or any of that kind of stuff. And the NFT gas was, I think it was almost a cent, and I was like, this is insane. It's getting like Ethereum. And I remember paying $500 on Ethereum to sell tokens. Now, don't get me wrong, I was up in the slippage as the thing was tanking and all, but $500 in gas is absolutely insane. And Ethereum had to do something about it.
Yeah.
It lost so many users last year with gas being that high. So the 2.0, I know it's been in the building for a few years. This bear market gave them the opportunity to actually release it. This would have never happened if we continued to be even just trade sideways from all-time high.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing with Ethereum is like even when they did the switch from proof of work to proof of stake, um, what I didn't like is that the gas fee stayed the same. I get it; they're still working on it, but hopefully, when they finish the whole whatever they gotta do, I hope to see maybe 10 cents max gas fee
Well, that was
because
supposed
those.
to be. It's supposed to be the first part of the larger game plan. I
Yeah.
did well. Dave will tell you. I got pretty pissed off, and I
No,
said
I
many
mean,
times that there was a lot of misconceptions going around with that. Everyone was going, "Oh, the merge is going to make it really cheap," and I was like, "It's not." But the next part, it was the first part of the next part of the plan, where when they do the sharding, supposedly it's supposed to get cheap.
yeah.
So apparently that is coming. I won't commit myself to any of those things because that's not my promise to make. But yeah, supposedly it is coming.
It will be eventually. You know what I mean? I think the kind of gas fees. I don't know if any has even noticed, but the gas fees have been insanely high.
Oh, they've been so
24.
high. They've been
Yesterday,
worse recently than they have been before.
Yeah.
yeah, yesterday it was at 107 Gwei, which that's pretty freaking high.
I saw 196 2 days ago.
Well, even at the lows, like I used to be able to pick way at, 4, maybe 5.
I
When I
used to I used to be pretty happy with it because I would wake up like on a Sunday morning. Well, actually, most mornings, not even necessarily picking a day. I used to get like 3 to 5. So depending on when I woke up, I could get 3.
Yeah, I used to do all my
But now I
compounding
can't
in the
get
morning.
anywhere lower than like 20.
Yeah, if I was moving coins around or I was compounding into pools or any of that stuff, I'd always do it when I first wake up in the morning, 6, 7 a.m., maybe 8 a.m. my time, which is, US or UTC. So it used to be, like Landy said, 3 to 5 gwei. You know what I mean? At the moment, we're talking 19 to 25 to even in the 40s.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane. It leads me to believe that it's actually not. I don't think there's any more traffic on the Ethereum network from users. I think they're building something and they're testing something personally
Okay.
because it's constantly high. There's no low points in the day now that I can grab 5 or 6 gwei to move stuff, and I'd be watching it. You know what I mean? So
Well, whether
I
it's,
think that they're testing something on the network.
whether it's that or people just using it more, the way EIP 1159, whatever they want to fucking call it, I don't know. The way that gas works at the moment is that if it has constant use, it doesn't change. So you may well be right, because if people started using it and then there was constant use from another chain, then it would stay
Yeah.
the same. Although technically they should be using a test net, so the test net shouldn't make any difference.
Yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is like, because some people argue with me, oh yeah, Ethereum could flip Bitcoin. I do believe it. Honestly speaking, if Ethereum actually do what they're supposed to do, meaning low gas fees and everything else, is it possible? Big time. Why do I believe that? Because obviously, at least Ethereum actually has a owner that has a face.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, on the other hand, nobody knows who the heck Satoshi Nakamoto is. Nobody knows if it's just one person, if it's a group, or anything like that. So, if Ethereum flips over Bitcoin and actually start running the whole cryptocurrency market, I feel like the currency market would be a little more stable.
You agree
I
with
100%
Dave?
agree with you, Waddy.
Well,
I
as Dave
the
knows, I
flipping's
disagree with
coming,
both.
Landy. Landy, the flipping's coming.
Right,
It's coming.
the main reason that I disagree with both of you is because I believe that Bitcoin is a currency rather than a cryptocurrency.
Well, yeah, if you think about, some of the countries like El Salvador has already accepted
Yeah.
as a currency. So I
Though I
totally
will
agree
admit that
with you.
apparently it's not going well over there.
Yeah. So now, and there's other countries too that has accepted it. Now, my question is this though. Um, did the Lightning Network make the fees cheaper? Because I don't see, like, for example, all right, so let's talk about Shiba Inu. A lot of people was hyped. Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu, Shiba Inu is gonna be accepted by AMC, the store, everything else, right? Now, this was the part why I wasn't hyped about it because I said, okay, great. Shiba Inu is being accepted everywhere, but look at Ethereum gas fee. So you mean to tell me somebody's gonna be okay if a ticket costs 10, 12, $13 and you gotta pay 20 or $30 extra?
We were actually talking about this yesterday, me and Dave. Like, the Lightning Network, they make everything cheaper. And there's
Okay.
actually there's a company built on that called Strike.
Mhm.
You know of Strike, I assume.
I don't know what strike is though.
Oh, sorry. Strike is a company built by a man called Jack Moller, and basically what he does is he brings in card terminals. You know, like when you walk in, you can just pay by card, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so what that does is normally when you get a card terminal off Visa or MasterCard or any of the subsidiaries of those, is when you get a card tapped on that, it will take you 7 days to get paid as a business.
Okay. Okay.
What he's done is he's got card terminals where you go in, you tap your card, it converts it to Bitcoin straight away. It uses the Lightning Network to transfer that to the wallet of your business and then transfers it again to US dollars. So you get paid
So basically, it's
almost
something.
instantly.
It's something like BitPay card and Coinbase card.
Kind of. It's
Yeah,
mostly
imagine that, but with a smart contract built into it where it's instantaneous. Nobody actually has to input what you do.
Yeah,
So
so
you-
somebody walks in, they pay in dollars, the terminal transfers it to Bitcoin, it puts the Bitcoin in your company wallet, but then again transfers it back to dollars. So everything as far as the business and the consumer is concerned, it's transacted in dollars. But because
Interesting.
it's done through Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, it's almost instantaneous.
So it replaces the middleman of the bank and all that with cryptocurrency and blockchain. So it just makes that your money transfer instantaneous through the blockchain, and there's no middleman to approve that, Landy now has, $50 in his account. And that person's account is up to date.
Days for it to come in.
Exactly, But
That's interesting.
like,
I think that I'm saying that's interesting because the BitPay card actually before used to be run by Visa. Now is run by MasterCard. So you have a middleman.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Like Landy knows, I'd show you, but I actually left my wallet in work last week and I haven't been in since. But I actually have a lot of crypto cards. I won for crypto.com. I won for Binance.
I will vouch for that.
Yeah, and then I attach them all through my Curve card, and then like I have a lot of them, and I get all the rewards back that way. But it's all manual input. You know what I mean? I have to convert my fee into Bitcoin, or into Ethereum or Crow or whatever it is, and then when I want to do it the other way, I have to do it manually again. Where with that Lightning Network, it definitely has a use case right now. But I believe in the future that's going to be outdated. For people won't actually want the US dollar. They will want.
They're already building a layer 3 for Bitcoin.
Right, yeah, that's my kind of point. I feel we will be just trading in cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Completely agree with it. I mean, like I say, the Bitcoin's already got a layer 3 in the mix, and we've said it before. I think we said it yesterday. Like, you can't help pace human ingenuity or progress in any way. Like, there will always be another thing coming.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely. And especially in this space, shit moves so quick. You know what I mean? There's guys building like that. Like you have Cardano, you have all these guys building on blockchains, and then you have the likes of Jonathan, which is he doesn't have hundreds of millions and all these like massive seed investors backing him with his ideas. This guy's coming out with them and he's bringing them as a utility to the general public first, you know what I mean? And letting the public kind of fund it and then letting them have a little piece of the pie and making sure that, you know, the little guy can actually get in on these projects. That's kind of the main reason I actually got involved with WPT in the first place, is he was willing to do that on such a level that all these little guys can get in. You know what I mean? Like I'm a little guy. Landy's a little guy. Waddy, you're a little guy.
You're a little guy.
Probably the littlest.
I'm a little big guy.
No, I was gonna say, you know, little guy, and your name is Big Dave. I don't know, man. There's something wrong with that picture.
I'm only like 6'2" and a bit, like, you know. That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the big might be for a slightly different reason.
Now
No,
I'm
but
like
taller than I am.
5'10" and a half.
No, like I was always I've been over. I was 6'2" at, geez, it must have been 12.
Jeez.
So, yeah, 12, 13. I was always a bit of a monster, you know. So I went playing rugby and sports and basketball and all that, you know, just any sports that you could utilize the actual height and size as well, you know. So
Do you know, I think we're built different over here because I have been the same height since I was probably about 12, 13. No, I grew and then I was like, that's it.
and I wouldn't mind, like, I don't know what it's like in the States, because you have a lot of tall people, but like over here in Ireland specifically, in the last 100 years we've been relatively small. People put it down to the famine and stuff like that, you know what I mean, and growth and all. So I think the average height was probably around 5'9" for a man at one point, or maybe even a little bit less. But like my nephews now are like, I think he's 6'5", you know what I mean, and like my brother-in-law, he's 6'11", you know what I mean, like they're just absolute monsters at this stage. Like I wouldn't be, like, again, growing up in school I would have been big, but you know, as time goes on, I'm not the tallest guy walking down the street anymore. You know what I mean? There's absolute monsters walking around.
6'2"
No, actually,
is
I
too
agree
tall
with
for me. Like, if you're talking 6'5", 6'11", you have trouble walking around. You have trouble getting in doorways.
Tom does now. My brother-in-law, he's 6'10". He was 6'11". I think he's about 6'10" now. You know what I mean? He's about 40. Yeah, he's pushing 40. You know, gravity's a real thing. But like that, he ducks down going through doors and everything. Like, you know, it's an absolute pain in the hole for him. And he, like, even getting clothes, t-shirts don't. He has to get the extra long t-shirts, or else they're like belly tops to him. You know?
Yeah, I couldn't be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Waddy, I interrupted you. What do you want to say?
No, it's okay. I was gonna say that I have a friend. She's about 5'1". No, actually less. Probably like 4'9" or so. But her son is like 6'2". And I was like, "Jeez, how do you push that monster out?" And she looks at me and laughs.
Does she walk like John Wayne?
Yeah, one leg's over here and one leg's over there.
Yeah.
If the dad is also 4'9", I'd be questioning. There'd be definitely questions going out there. The postman's only 8 foot tall, but you know, you definitely might.
Yeah, that would be crazy though.
Yeah. But that's what I think. I think as a race, the human species is, you know, we're gone absolutely monstrous. You know what I mean? And I think that's also bringing in the whole kind of the problem that we're seeing now with that war that's happening in Russia and the Ukraine. You know, food consumption is a huge thing now, and then sustainability of that food consumption. As we're growing, we're living longer, people are generally healthier, and like we're not we're not designed to live to 100 years old. You know, it's
I
just
Nice.
totally disagree with you. We're
what?
not living. We're not living longer. We're not living healthier because all the chemicals and all the bullshit that they're injecting into animals to keep it more fresh and blah 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 blah. Um, no, I feel like people are getting sicker more often. They're losing their lives before they even reach 90. So yeah.
No, I agree with you in that aspect. Like, don't get me wrong, it's an unnatural. We have
Yeah,
an unnatural life expectancy now. Like we
exactly.
as human beings, we shouldn't live to 90 though. You know what I mean?
Um. Okay. Well, this is the part where I don't want to, but I want to. But okay. So
Waddy, just
I'm
do it.
Just do it, Waddy. You're grand. You're
Just
fine.
do
no, no.
it.
You
I
know.
don't
So
get offended.
biblically speaking, we used to live thousands of years. Hold on. What? I'm on my own Zoom. I'm on a Zoom date.
And that's why you don't live that long. That's why you don't live that long.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, no rush, man.
I do really enjoy it when he jumps on the chats. I do enjoy Waddy.
Guys, give me 2, 3 minutes. Is
Yeah,
that
no.
she's doing her own stream, so everybody's asking for me and want to say hello. So I'm gonna go
No
say
worries.
her.
You're all
Now I'll
good,
come
man.
back.
Just do it. You're all good.
Yeah, I'm leaving the phone open and the mic on. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know what I thought. We'll see you in a few minutes, Waddy. No rush. Actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna get some beer.
No, if we're all abandoning the chat, give me a sec.
I can't leave. I can't leave this now like I normally would, and go on to like chats and all because I'm on my phone now. It'll just disconnect. Oh, I see. I'm on my own. Woo! Well, if you're watching, I'm just gonna drink some beer. And if you want, throw a comment in, and depending on what you're watching, I actually can't see. I'm on my phone now, so the Wi-Fi has totally died in my house for some reason. So I'm just relying on my mobile connection. It's coming up on 2 a.m. Cheers. I'm not gonna sing, even though I normally would. I have nothing to show you because I'm on my phone, obviously. So I'm gonna go back through some comments here. Darryl, what's up, beasties? Um, mhm. Say, Quam fanboy, are you saying QMT is the best crypto asset, or are you asking what is the best crypto asset? But nobody. Dun-dun.
They left you alone.
Yeah, Landy just went, Waddy's not here. I'm not talking to you, Dave, and just fucks off. Like.
So yeah, back to what I was saying. Biblically speaking, we used to live thousands of years, and as life went by, our life span started shortening. But I feel that what continued to shorten our lifespan even more is all the chemicals that's being produced and being added on to different animals. Like if you grow a chicken in my country, compared to the chicken that you grow over here, it'd be like, what the hell? Because the chicken over here look like a damn turkey. The chicken in my country is skinny and scrawny, just like meat. So
Look, that like see that's I live in Ireland, and don't get me wrong, I believe a lot of our health issues is in the food chain, and it's with all these antibiotics and with all this kind of stuff being pumped into cows, chicken,
mhm.
sheep, all this stuff. It's in the food chain. Um, I don't want to kind of go down the kind of the biblical route, but like when we look on like kind of evidence that they've seen, usually people historically, like this is before kind of medicine, or at least
Yeah,
modern medicine. You know what I mean? Like we have found bodies in Ireland, in the bogs. We were only talking about this about 2 weeks ago, and
yeah,
it still had all its skin attached to it, but it was about 5,000 years old. And you know when they kind of went through kind of mass graves and all this people like due to sickness and all that kind of stuff, most people were in their 20s, 30s, and the oldest they kind of found was in their 40s, and they probably would have been considered elders. You know what I mean? Again, like think about it. They didn't have medicine. A cut to the arm would have been, or your hand or your foot, and if you didn't have antibiotics, if you didn't have antiseptic creams or a way to clean it, it was probably fatal. Just through sepsis alone. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like, it, without going down the biblical route of where like what was that guy that lived for thousands of years in the Bible? What was his name? Zeus?
Um, well, there's a couple. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
there's a couple of them. Yeah, that's why I say like even like after Adam, his generations, his sons, his great grandsons, they all live like 18,000 year, 80,000 years. So yeah,
I understand the whole bit. Like again, I'm in Ireland. I was raised Catholic. As a genuine altar boy. You know what I
okay,
mean? But I'm kind of just looking at it from like a historical point of view in which I can actually go and touch. You know what I mean? And historically, the oldest kind of bodies we found in human species that have kind of a lot of information that we can see is about 5 to 8,000 years old, and we're kind of going back to
mhm,
Neanderthals at that stage, and maybe a little bit before. Um, we don't have evidence of them being like even in the hundreds of years age. You know what I mean? Like we with medicine and modern medicine, I believe we're living longer than at least we have been in recent history. You know what I mean? The last couple of
mhm.
thousand years. You know what I mean? Like when's the last time you heard somebody living to 122?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like it's been ages. Like I was looking at, but that's probably fake. Supposedly a lady, she looks like a walking mummy, and she is 135.
I was only talking to my mother 2 days ago, and she was actually out and she was speaking to a woman that just turned 122. And
What?
122, and she said she looked absolutely fantastic. She suffered from slight arthritis in her hands. She drank a glass of wine once a week, and she had a whiskey every second night of the week. And she quit smoking at 96 because not because she didn't like smoking or for health reasons, is she couldn't hold the cigarettes because her hands had arthritis in them.
Okay. Wow.
Like 122, I was like, my goodness, like, that is crazy. When you just hear these kind of stories, you kind of go, that's just, it's
Yeah,
amazing
I
what some
mean,
people can
that's
do. Yeah, yeah, we have other people who, they don't see 30.
no, I know. Like, see, um, one of my fear was the fact, like, for example, All right, so you all know I have a disability, right? So my condition is called Charcot-Marie tooth. And how does it work? Within time, it's slowly recessive, meaning it progresses slowly. And basically, within time, my muscle continued to get weaker and weaker. Like, for example, before I used to make a fist and punch the shit out of anybody who got stupid with me. But nowadays, it's like a slap fight type situation. But yeah, no, like I used to think a lot like, damn, if as I age, regardless, my muscle is gonna get weaker. So where does that leave me by the age of 60 or 80?
Hmm.
But then again, I try not to think about that too much and just live my life as much as I can to the fullest. And there was even one time where I was like, okay, if it comes to the point where, God forbid, I become a burden to my family, then yeah, I don't think I want to live. I mean, not that I'm gonna kill myself or anything like that, but yeah, I don't think I wanna be in this earth when that happens. If it gets to that point.
Like Waddy, I 100% respect that. Like I've even told my missus my wishes. You know what I mean? I said a quick flight over to Norway will do me fine. You know what I mean? You can leave me over there. You know what I mean? Or you know, in a wheelchair, you can leave me on a pier, and I'll sort myself out with my last breath. You know what I mean? It just, that's one thing. I'm adamant about. I do not want to be a burden on my wife and kids. It's not something that I'd inflict on anybody. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like again, it's not something that people want to talk about, and especially like you do have a disability, and it is affecting you, and it's something that you can't escape from. You know what I mean? So, like, huge respect to you for doing what you do, and especially talking about it as well. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like,
It is important. Like
yeah,
you have to talk about it, and you can't sit there and be silent.
Yeah, no, one of the things like before things got progressive the way that it has been doing it, um like one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to be a counselor or a therapist for kids with disability.
Yeah,
Because one thing that I used to hate when I was younger is when a therapist will go to me and say, "Oh, I understand exactly how you feel, and I'm sorry for that." I used to look at them like, "Yo, you gonna burn in hell?" Like seriously.
you have
it's
to admit
always
it.
No,
That's like
but
me sitting here and saying I understand exactly how you feel, and you're like, no, you don't.
yeah, no, because reality, that's the truth. Like unless you actually are going through something similar, you really won't be able to really understand. So I felt like during that time, I said, you know what? Get my GD, which I did, but my GD wasn't enough. And then by the time I got my GD, I had my oldest daughter, and I felt like now I got to provide for my family.
Yeah,
So things got in the way, never really finished school. But guess what? I feel like with crypto, I have a second chance, and that's what I'm aiming for. But at the same time, and even my YouTube channel. So I just been the type of person that I never quit. I don't give up. Like no matter what, I push myself forward, and I try to be an inspiration. I try to be to help as many people as I can. And that's basically what I was trying to do before. I wanted to actually be a counselor for kids with disability.
Could you not do that in an like a I didn't mean to say like unprofessional, but like um a
Like
non-legitimate way of doing it. You know, just do it as on a
casual way.
volunteer basis.
Wait, you got both talking at the same time, or did I hear echo?
Dave was asking if you could do that on a volunteer basis rather than like in an official capacity.
That's official
Oh,
capacity.
oh, what you mean, like being a counselor? I don't know
Yeah.
that you could do that.
I definitely think that, you know, even if you opened up a you know, one day a month as a YouTube video or a space on Twitter or something like that for exactly that. Do you know what I mean? And then people could contact you after. I bet you'd have a huge influx of people. You're a great guy to talk to. You know what I mean? And I know that people just open up to you. And the fact that you're actually going through the same or a similar thing that they would be going through, they'd have no problem opening up to you. Like I'm sure they'd have no problem opening up to you anyway. You know what I mean? You're that kind of character. You know.
No, thank you, thank you. I
But no,
mean,
definitely. Like, I feel
I never really thought about that, but
I would agree personally. But I think you're a great person to talk to. You're incredible, and you could definitely get a following for that sort of thing.
definitely,
thank
man,
you.
definitely.
No, that's something that I need to look into then, because one of the things that I was saying, being a influencer or having a YouTube channel based on crypto right now, and it's not just because it's my channel. Like I notice even other influencers, like they're losing views. So right now, I feel like if I want to continue growing my channel, I have to do something else other than just crypto. So maybe that's an avenue that I might consider and start
I
doing.
would make a completely separate channel personally.
Separate
I,
separate channel.
I,
Okay.
I would too. And then what you could like, I'd probably keep your crypto channel to be the crypto channel.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Personally, you know what I
Make
mean?
two separate channels, and one of them is just purely crypto, and the other one is trying to help people out because you don't want to make it look like you're shilling your own crypto channel. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
That
yeah,
that would
yeah, yeah. I
yeah
get it.
that would be the risk. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Some people would have probably a bad taste in their mouth. You know, when you combine the two, even though I personally feel it wouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? And if you're
Mm.
doing it, I'd 100% support you, and I'm sure I could actually get you probably some promotional stuff on it as well. You know what I mean? Just to help support the channel and do it that way.
I would
And
be the same as
I'd
you.
love to help out. Any way you want as well. Like if you need help, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to give my time over to it as well. But
Oh,
I
thank
feel
you.
just dealing with the kind of the human condition, as we kind of call it. You know, people might look at it as he's trying to promote his crypto channel by using it
Yeah,
as you know what I mean. And
Yeah, using it as a side story type of thing. Yeah, which is
I'd be
funny
exactly the
because
same as you, but yeah, people will look at it funny, and I would just create a separate channel just for that, and I think you'd be right to do so as well.
man,
okay,
I think that channel would be bigger than your crypto channel. You know what I mean? There's so many people going through like
Yeah,
genuine life struggles as well, and there's so many people with. It's not just disability. Like remember, disabilities don't have to be a physical disability as well. Like you know what I mean? Like I was on the Nadine space only a couple of days ago. Were you on that, Waddy? You were on that, weren't
yeah,
you?
I was
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the winners. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you were. So like she actually invited me up to be a speaker now. Like I'm in a bit of a situation here at the moment. Two of my kids are sick, but one of them's actually in ICU. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's been in there for 4 or 5 days now. So hopefully, all going well, he should be out tomorrow. But he was only in the night before, and Nadine asked me to come up. I was like, "Look, I've another sick child at home. I can't really, I'm watching monitors, and I'm just listening to the space." And it was actually, the space was fantastic because it was just something that I kind of needed on the night. You know what I mean? Just listening to people's stories, and there were some great people on there, like it Bollocks, like, you know what I mean? Like Derek's a fantastic guy. Nadine's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, like I deal with, I DM Nadine all the time, you know what I mean? She's great. And there's some amazing people up there, like, you know what I mean? And like yourself, like you were up there talking as well. If I remember, sorry, I remember you wondered, I was like, that Waddy fella, everywhere he goes, he seems to get a prize, you know what I mean? Even on his own channel, he's winning and everything, like, But like, no, like, to be honest,
I'm like Beetlejuice. You mentioned me 3 times and I appear.
what a great movie as well. No, but like, genuinely, I think it's something. I think it's something that's actually needed out there, because everybody. Oh shit! Everybody does it for. A lot of people try to mask. I won't say charity, but they try to mask what they do for monetary gain as a charity,
Mhm.
and
It's true.
I fucking hate that. If
I know.
that is something that pisses me off. Something serious, you know what I mean? Like I see,
He wants to put it politely.
yeah. No, like, but it's
Like Dave, look, just put it this way. Like, if I wanted to, I really don't talk about a lot. I don't talk about it a lot, or I don't talk about it at all. But in the situation that I'm in currently, like, let's say, I owe 5,000, 5,000 some change on a credit card, right? Now, I could have chose to do a pity party for myself. I could have chose to ask for money, donation, whatever it is, so I could get rid of that debt, right? But instead, you want to know what I decided to do? I decided to invest. I decided to start up a channel and grow it. And I mean, I know it's taking time, but at least when I start being monetized, then I could start taking care of some of that debt little by little. So I totally agree with you when you say you hate when people mask certain things and make it look like it's for charity, but it's for their own gain. That pisses me off as much as you.
yeah, no, like, like I see charities, and there's ones here, like there's even charity shops, and there's 10, 15, 20 staff in there, and they're all kind of saying, yeah, we're here for charity, blah blah blah. And then
Mhm.
you realize all these people are getting paid substantial
Yeah.
wages. That's not charity. That's a job, and that's a business,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's masquerading, and it's taking advantage of people's, you know um kind-heartedness, really,
Kind
and
of
it's,
harder, exactly.
yeah, that pissed me off. Like, if I donate to charity, whether it be actual money or my time, it has it has no connection to what it comes back to me. You know what I mean? I don't want anything
Mhm.
back. And in fact, you'll see it even on some stuff. So even some space I jump on, I'll win something. I go, I'll give it to somebody else. I don't want it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I hate taking things that I haven't earned. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not a gracious person at accepting something that I didn't actually work for. And
No,
that
I
kind of
mean, I could kind of understand because there was once upon a time where I was trying to be friends with somebody, and they thought I wanted to be the friend because they had money, and I was like, dude, you don't even know me. Like, I'm poor, you know, but I'm not like, okay. If later on in life, let's say, God willing, I become rich, great. If I make enough money just to live comfortable, get rid of all my bills, and handle my business as a man, as a husband, as a father, great. But for me to go and ask anybody for anything, people might call it pride, people might call it dignity, whichever way you want to see it. But I don't ask. Literally, I could be starving and sitting at a place and everybody's eating, and you will see me literally staring at the burger with Google eyes, but not really because it's only me looking at it that way, not everybody else. Because everybody else that see me, they just see my straight face, and that's it. But my point is that just like you, I like to earn everything I have. When my mom told me that pretty much, my mom raised me single mother, and in the beginning, I don't know how old you guys are, but when Super Nintendo came out, I was like about 8, 9 years old, and
I haven't seen
basically,
Nintendo.
yeah. So when Super Nintendo
Uh,
came out, I used to see all my friends having one. And I wanted one, but I knew that my mom couldn't afford one. So I just left it at that. Now, later on, when my sister started working, she actually got me one for Christmas. But guess what? That was the only console that my family ever got me because from there on, they I learned how to do certain things that obviously I cannot say here because it is live. And I learned how to make more money. And no, I didn't do anything, to the point like get stupid and sell something illegal substance, stuff like that. No, never that. But what I did learn is how to repair computers. And when I learned how to repair computers, and I started making a little business and getting clients, and all I used to charge was like $50, 100. But with all that money, I pretty much made. Uh, I can see the chat just so you pull it up. With all that money, pretty much, I just got everything I have. Like I started saving. I got into music. I bought my microphone. I bought my computer. I bought everything I own, and everything I have. I have been buying it myself.
To be fair, that's that mentality is, how people should actually address life. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be
Mhm.
relying on other people to pay for your lifestyle, regardless of what it may or may not be. Um, sorry, I actually have a power outage in my house. I believe that's probably why my internet might have went earlier on.
No,
The
no,
whole
it's
power's
okay.
gone in my house as well. So, yeah, but like that mentality, you know what I mean, is exactly what this world needs. There's too many people out there that will happily rely on everybody else to pay and sacrifice for their lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like we see it, I see it in my country here. I'm sure America and England and the rest of the globe has the same to a certain extent of people that are not willing to work, people that are not willing to put the effort in, and yet still put their hand out for you know food, housing, cars, all this stuff, and yet there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And then like you see the likes of Waddy there, who is willing to put the work in, is willing to put the
Mhm.
effort in, and he's willing to provide for his family, and he is living with a disability. You know what I mean? It's you just have a great mentality, and you have a great outlook on life, Waddy, and I commend you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's one thing that at times is saddening me because I go to like even McDonald's, there's a McDonald's everywhere. And at times when I see a young guy able to work asking me for money. I tell them like, look, I'm sorry, but if anything, you should be paying me. But no, like it really saddened me at times because I'm like, yo, I'm here with my situation, but I am doing whatever I have to for my family to survive. But you're over there and you decide instead of going and getting a job that you want to beg for money. Like, your hands are perfectly fine, your legs are perfectly fine. So if I could find a way to, you know, resolve my problems, my money issue, whatever the case is, then why aren't you doing the same thing?
But that's exactly it. You know what I mean? Like, again, there's nothing wrong with my hands and there's nothing wrong with my legs, and I put in 40, 70, 80 hours a week every week, and that's in my day job. Never mind what I do, in my spare time and when I get home on the weekends. Like, I have 3 kids to look after as well. I'm, my wife, and I have a dog and everything. You know what I mean? And yet, I still find time to, work for WPT, and we do AMAs and we do spaces like this. Just to bring in the community. And
Mhm.
I don't understand how somebody can do nothing.
Mhm.
It amazes me how people are willing to do nothing. You know what I mean? What do they do with their day? My days are so
Speaking of
full.
doing nothing, I am
Yeah,
gonna go to bed.
yeah. Oh, hold on, because I think I know that person. Very shame. If that's not Bernie, for the simple fact that he says, where was it? Right here. Yo, Landy, wake up, bro. Pay attention. That sounds a lot like my friend Bernie, so he's just trolling.
I mean, to be fair, it's 20 to 3 here in the morning, so I am falling asleep a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, to be fair, I've
no,
got
no, it's
12%.
okay.
I've got 12% battery on my phone, and no way of charging it now.
So I am
No,
gonna
no,
leave.
it's all right,
And
guys. I
Waddy, I
actually
absolutely love talking to you. You're a brilliant person. I always enjoy talking to you.
thank you, Landy. Likewise, and
But I am gonna
I'm
have to
sorry.
leave.
I also apologize if we took from the crypto to the whole life situation, but
No,
yeah,
that's what this is for. That, like, we're just a community space. Like, that's what we're here for. We're just here to just chat. Anyone that wants to jump up is welcome to, and we enjoy it every day. Like, we enjoy just talking to people.
Oh man, just to chat alone. It doesn't have to be crypto. It doesn't have to be WPT. This is a space
okay.
for any community member to come up and talk about whatever they want. You know what I mean? And if it takes an hour out of their day, and it's a problem shared is a problem halved, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So it's an
Yeah.
absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on here, Waddy, and thanks very much for joining. Landy, I will have to get you to close that whole stream because I can't access my laptop now.
Right, I'm gonna do it
Well,
now.
thank you guys
Thanks,
for
Waddy.
inviting
Lovely to
me,
see you.
All right.
and have a good one. And get some rest, Landy.
Thanks a million for joining, Waddy. I'll catch you later, Landy, and thanks everybody for watching.